doing this thing. There we go.
Ten, nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Tune in. This is your Friday Night Light podcast, photo and entertainment, and Middle Georgia sales and services. Coke don't worry about Pepsi. I had to go see a man about a mule.
Look at here, look at here.
A-Town down.
And you better not lose.
Tune in.
Not so fast, my friend.
Better say it with your chest.
Come on now, shout it.
And you better not lose. Hey, you better watch your mouth now.
I am a Lego.
Better shut your mouth.
Yes, I am. I don't mean to interrupt you. Better say it with your chest. Let's get it.
And you better not lose.
What's going on, people? What's going on?
What's happening? What's happening?
How was your weekend?
Too short as usual.
I hear you. It definitely was.
My weekend was cool.
What'd you say, sis?
I said my weekend was cool.
That's great. That's great. Mine was too, but it was too short. But I enjoyed myself. Had a great Saturday with my Bulldogs, and then Sunday the Falcons gonna Falcon, but that's okay because I was able to fellowship with some Wildcats on Sunday. We had a great time, just reminiscing and celebrating the graduation of a college friend. He graduated from Fort Valley State University. Shout out to Jalen Sands. On your graduation. We're so proud of you. And again, had a fantastic time. Y'all, next week, championship games are set.
Yes, they are.
It was a great semifinal weekend. Some really hard fought games. Shout out to everybody that made it to the semifinals. But there's only one team that can win it all. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. Somebody's got to play the fool. And as I've stated, it's a 4% chance for any team to win it all. So don't hang your heads. And let's say our listeners are here. What's going on, Chris Pace? Welcome. Mr. Reiner. Hey, peeps, Toombs County in the house. I was able to see y'all first up live and in person on Friday. I like what I saw. What's going on, Marquise? Good evening, nephew. How you doing, Mr. Lakes? Burke County is in the house. Congratulations on you all's win, Mr. Farley. What's going on? Thomas County Central checking in. We appreciate you. What's going on, Carver Columbus? They had some apple pie on Friday night. Welcome, D'Antoine. Welcome. They had some bear meat on the week before Thanksgiving weekend, and last week they topped it off with some apple pie. Wow.
Well, that just shows you any given Friday night.
Any given Friday night.
It can go down.
It can. Black Diamond Smith, welcome. We see Burke County is in the building. We appreciate y'all. Oh, Mr. Reiner is here to remind you, Mike. Somebody owes you some push-ups, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I don't owe nobody no push-ups, but somebody owe us some push-ups.
They owe y'all some push-ups, not me. I'm glad you're doing good, Marquise. You're over here eating Popeye's chicken and watching Friday. I'm a little jealous about the Popeye's chicken because There are no Popeyes in Middle Georgia anymore, and they haven't been for about 6 months now. There was somebody was supposed to take over the franchise, and something happened, and there's some legal battle. So you got a whole bunch of Popeyes restaurants sitting around here, and nothing in them.
Oh
So
wow.
What?
yeah, you can't. The closest is probably Thompson or Columbus. If I want Popeyes, I would have to go to Columbus or Atlanta to get it.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. Cause it was one that we used to stop at on the way down to Jacksonville, just south of
It was in
Salt
Vidalia,
Valley.
Dula County.
I forgot the county. I ain't gonna even sit up here and lie. I
Yeah,
know it was right there
it
by
went
the
about
exit.
75. More than likely that's where it was in DC. Yeah, nah, baby. That's not open anymore.
What? Man, this is crazy. How did?
Oh,
Oh, you know what?
Obadiah said, "Don't feel bad. Our Sonic's closed."
I'm sorry. Man, that really hurt my heart right there.
The Popeyes being closed.
Yeah, that was our little favorite stop on the way down to Jacksonville.
Well, maybe on the way to Jacksonville next year. Hopefully they'll be open again. Maybe the legal stuff will be resolved and they'll be back open. I just don't see them not doing anything. So
Mm.
they should be open soon. Let's see. What you call it? Mr. Henderson has a good question. Thank you, Mr. Miles. You don't, you don't have to mail it to me. I just when I'm headed to the casino, I just stop over there on Highway 80 and get some. But I appreciate you. Um, let's see. The answer one wants to know, what do you guys think about that LaGrange touchdown play that was called an incomplete pass?
I need a better view.
I saw a
I'm gonna leave it at
picture.
that.
The
I don't
picture
care
of
about the picture. The picture don't mean it. I need a better view straight down the line, straight down that sideline.
I,
Because
yeah,
because it's hard to tell. Because it's hard to tell from that one picture.
yeah. If I had to judge from that one picture, they got cheated. But again, maybe they saw something I didn't. All I know is I would not want to be the person that did that. And I feel, and my heart goes out to the kids at LaGrange, because I know that's a hurting thing when you feel you've been done wrong. So I get it. Oh yeah, it's a scam alert. Mo or Mike, go
I
ahead.
got it. I
Okay,
got it.
appreciate it. What's going on, Danny Jones? How you doing, Mr. Fielder? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Mr. Ryder said it was hard for him to tell by the view he saw.
Yeah, and
No,
that's my thing. It's hard to tell.
you know what, Oscar? We've been getting along really well. Don't mail me nothing off of Victory Drive. Not nothing. Yes, Mr. Henderson, the picture looks like both feet were in. I know they were upset. I would be upset too, Mr. Ronnie. You know, they do. Um, we're gonna get into that in just a minute, Mr. Paris. Northeast needs to make some adjustments to stop Toombs County offense. You know what? I thought I was y'all. I thought I was y'all girl, and y'all literally trying to poison me. Now, see, I thought we were better than that. Now I got to put you on my hit list because you're trying to kill me.
No, I better leave it alone.
Marquis said it was a touchdown. It's a picture on Facebook that both feet were in bounds.
Look, man, y'all politicking to the wrong people.
I mean, at this juncture, all we can do is talk about it. There's nothing that will be done. So, I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
I can understand if they feel that they were robbed.
look, here's my thing. I feel y'all paid for the simple fact we lost by a whole yard and a half, a whole yard. Peace County fans done lost the same way. It ain't nothing new. All you can do is process it, digest it, and let's move on. I mean, let's be real about it though. Yeah, it might have been some BS, but this one here, like I say, the video that I saw on in one of the groups, it was a bad angle. You really can't tell the feet unless you got an angle going straight up and down that sideline where they were at, where that receiver caught the ball at. You can't tell. But other instances, whereas with the Peace County catch versus Calhoun, and the blatant touchdown call that City Grove had put on them when they played Sandy Creek.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, that play doesn't compare. I'm not trying to say that play doesn't matter. All I'm saying is it's a hard angle. Whereas the Peace County Calhoun play, you had a clear angle. You was right on top of the catch. You know, City Grove, City Grove and Sandy Creek made national news. So give us a better angle to look at. An angle going straight down the sideline so we can see where his feet was at. And then the second thing about that video too is the ball boy could have screwed y'all over too, because from the angle that I saw, the ball boy standing there, he dropped his balls, the 2 footballs he was holding, which made it look like the receiver dropped the pass. That's the part of the video ain't nobody talking about.
Sometimes Jeremy has good sense. If he stopped trolling so much and actually try to make sense, he'd be more respected. He made a point, and it's a pretty good one. He said he probably didn't have full possession of the ball.
Well, that's what I think. That's what I was thinking at first when I first saw the video at full speed. But when I slowed it down and looked at it frame by frame, realized it was the ball boy there dropped 2 footballs right near that receiver. It looked like the receiver dropped the pass.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The ball boy could have messed up the referee's point of view also.
Got you.
But I just need a better view going straight down the sideline to see if his feet were in or not, because I think we can all agree he made possession. It's just a matter of was his feet in, and it's hard to tell from that angle that I seen on Facebook.
Yeah, I understand. Let's see. Roscoe Smith, welcome. He says, "Good evening, Friday Night Light Podcast. I always look forward to this show, and we look forward to you listening, Mr. Smith. We appreciate it. We couldn't do it without you." Mr. Reiner said that was like the Sandy Creek and Cedar Grove game.
No, it wasn't. Nowhere near. Go ahead. You can't compare it. You can't compare the two. You're comparing apples and oranges. Cedar Grove was blatant, good angles, all the way down to the goal line. You saw it playing today. This one here was hard to tell because of the angle that the video that's circulating on Facebook was taken from.
Oscar Miles says he had full possession the whole time. He never lost the ball, nor did it even move. Okay.
Show us a video that shows that, and that shows his feet are clearly in. That's all. That's it.
Obadiah says, "What about that call? What do you think the GHSA can do to prevent calls like this?" Nothing.
Ain't nothing they can do, because one, they're not going to pay the money, nor will the schools pay the umpteen thousands of dollars that it's going to take to put instant replay in their stadiums. It's not going to happen during the playoffs nor during the regular season unless you just have the money like McKeachin does.
Yeah. Oscar Miles says, "I think the key thing in that whole situation is where his feet inbounds or not." Yeah. Nick, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome to the podcast. He said, "I know 3 of the refs from that Cedar Grove game, and boy, did I give them hell."
Well, my question is, are they still refereeing to this day?
They probably are.
I know one of them, mate. The one that was on City Grove sideline, that side judge that was on City Grove sideline, I know he ain't refereeing no more.
Just like that old ugly black knot from 2017. I don't think he is either, but I know what his name is and I know what he looked like. And if I ever see you, sir, you might well call the laws. Mr. Hurst, How you doing? TCC checking in. Here's the thing about uh that D'Antoine, instant replay and all playoff games and challenge options. It's hard, and that costs a lot of money. You can't just okay. Say you down. Say Mitchell County or Randolph Clay makes the semifinals. Um, Not only will they more than likely not have the capability, they probably won't have the money to get the capability, nor their Wi-Fi probably won't work well enough for them to make a difference. You know what I'm saying?
All right, here's the thing people got to understand. When it comes to replay, look at okay, first things first. The only reason the GHSA bought instant replays into the state title games is because the state title games are back at Mercedes-Benz. That's number one. The question now you got to ask yourself, why is that? It's because the Mercedes-Benz already had everything in place to accommodate the GHSA to do instant replay. As bad as you want to say it, Georgia State Stadium does not have it readily in place. They don't. They put it in place prior to games. All right. That's the thing you have to understand. Number two, what they have in place will cost each school about $25,000 to put it in place. How many schools has $25,000 to put multiple cameras in place? Stationary cameras that cannot and will not be moved in place. Most high school stadiums are two-sided, not a horseshoe. They're not going to be able to put pylon cams in place at the end zone goal lines and at the first down mark. It's not. They don't have the money and the means for it. 95% of schools in the state of Georgia don't. So let's be real about instant replay being played throughout the playoffs. It's not going to happen.
He says, okay, so Nick said the guy that made the call isn't refereeing anymore, but the other guys, they do. The Antoine said that's why that the GHSA can't do it, but the YNC down in Florida this weekend had instant replay as well as challenge option, and that's Youth National Championship. Well, they probably had it in a stadium that had the capabilities. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of difficult to get. You got 32 teams in what? How many classifications? 7 classifications.
Man, it's over 430 schools that play football in the GHSA. 5% of those schools can afford to do it. All right. I mean, to make the numbers familiar to you, if you are on the GHSFA network, how many schools broadcast their games, their home games? How many schools travel and broadcast their games? Guess what? They need a minimum of 16 cameras in that stadium for instant replay to happen. And that's what people are not understanding.
Yeah. So I said all that to say, and when we had our interview with the GHSA director and the associate director, they basically said it's just not logistically possible for us to do all that for every game that we have. That's why they have instant replay. It's just not logistically, it's just not feasible, and it's not economically feasible to do it.
And they also spoke on, like, with some schools, location wise, the Wi-Fi signal may not be strong, and all of that kind of stuff too.
Exactly. That's why I get an example. And I'm not trying to talk bad about Mitchell County or Randolph Clay or anything, but they're in rural area. I can talk about Peach County. I can't send a text in Trojan Stadium. I can't. I can't check the internet. I have to get Yo to look at it. I mean, so
what? You know what? Maybe the people understand it this way. What you're asking the GHSA to do is send a media truck to every football game during the playoffs. That's what you're asking the GHSA to do, a media truck,
Basically.
because most press boxes don't have room or the accommodations for a media room to be set up. That's number one. The cost to send that media truck and set up anywhere from 12 to 16 cameras for instant replay. Who's gonna foot that bill?
Yeah.
Because you're sending a media truck to over, let me see, the first round, you got 32 teams, you got 32 games going on. Multiply that by six. That's over 186 games going on. I mean, 240 games going on in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
You can't, it's not feasible. It doesn't. So now when you get to the semifinals, yes, you got
7 classifications.
12, you got 12 games, you got 12 games going on in the semifinals.
14.
That is more feasible.
You got 14.
12. 12. It's 6 classes. I mean,
it's
8. No, it's 16 games. I'm sorry, 16 games. There's 16 games going on. 7 is 8 classes, 2 games in each class. 16 games going on. It's still not feasible. No, it's 8.
Where the 8 come from?
Pride,
that's right.
D2,
and D2.
D1.
It's 8. It's 8. It's 16.
Okay, it's 8 classes, 16 games. 16 games happened last week. It's still not feasible for the GHSA to have 16 media trucks going throughout the state, setting up 12 to 16 cameras in each stadium. It's not feasible.
Mr. Henderson is saying it's all for questions and answers, not that we're not understanding, man. I totally get what you guys are saying. And Obadiah says it makes sense. Charlotte Laster Langford, welcome to the podcast. She says definitely it makes sense. She said that's still a lot because it goes back to what school program is going to put the money up for that. None. What's going on? Let me go back and say hello to the people. Mr. Joyner, welcome to the podcast. Let's see, Morris Shields, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Mr. Hurst, I don't know. I'm sure they did have it on their scoreboard, but I don't know if the GHSA can kind of look at it, kind of like that UGA Texas game and how they kept playing it over. That one, I mean, they looked at it, the referees looked at it and confirmed, but that really wasn't official. Jimmy Westbrooks, you are new to the podcast. Carver Columbuson's in the house. Welcome. Mr. McDaniel, welcome. Good evening. Let's see. Mr. Fletcher said refs are human. You have to factor in human error. Cedar Grove, that was just plain bad. That catch was a bang play. He can't watch the ball and his feet. Technique is taught to watch feet, then control. Maybe he didn't have control, but all refs are bad. Danny says, I know that referees are in need, but don't the referees with the white hat have the final say when it comes to a controversial call? There's a lot of politics in the sports area, period.
Okay. Can I comment on that real fast?
You certainly can.
Okay. My first question is, where does the white hat stand? He stands behind the offense. All right. That's where he stands. The white hat does not see and cannot see everything, because his primary focus for the white hat is to look for holding, blocking the backs, hands to the face, that type of stuff, right? That's what the referee is supposed to do. Late hits on the quarterback, roughing quarterback, that type of stuff, right? He's looking at what's going on behind the line of scrimmage. He's not looking downfield. We're talking about a play that took place, 20 yards downfield. Referee can't see everything because his view is obstructed. So he's taking the input from the referees. One, that backfield judge that is positioned downfield, and that side judge that is positioned at the line of scrimmage, right? That's supposed to mark the ball. That's what and then if anything, he's looking the referee that sits in the middle of the field. I want to say the judge, I forget, but that's what he's looking at, those 3 people for a call, because there's the ones that's supposed to turn their head and look when the ball is in the air. The white hat is taking their input. and taking their judgment and making the call based on what they tell him. White hat can't see everything. So it's not on the white hat, it's on the referee that's in position to make that call. It's just like in the NFL, it's just like in college.
D'Antoine agrees with you. He says the white hat can't see the call area. Nick says all refs aren't bad. That's absolutely true. There's some really good refs out there. Chris says if schools can afford $1 million indoor facilities, they should be able to put up 25,000 for replay. But how many schools have indoor
See,
facilities though?
but see, they looking at the small picture. Now you got to pay people to run the media facility. That's the thing. Not only are you maintaining that media facility, that media truck, and those cameras, you got to pay people to operate them. I get what you're saying that people can put up multi-million dollars for indoor practice facilities or redo, practice facilities and stuff like that. I get what you're saying, but I guarantee you the county is not going to put up the money for that for a possible 14 game season. You are talking a lot of money being put out to maintain the equipment and to pay people to operate and run the equipment. It's a lot of money involved, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't get. They think it's just easy just to throw up some cameras and let it run because your jumbotrons, more than likely, they only got 4 cameras in the stadium for the jumbotron. At the most, 4 cameras, and a lot of stadiums are just running 2 cameras. Don't poles that you see in the back of the field goal, behind the field goal, are they're being double fed into your huddle and your jumbotron. And your big schools might have 4 positioned in the corner of the end zone or in the corners of the stands, sitting on poles. So let's think the process through. Think of about it from cradle to grave, what it's gonna take for it to happen.
Yeah. Let's see. Nick says the white hat is interior until the play goes, then holding or block in back. Sideline judge eyes on the wide receiver and the defensive back. Back judge is interior defense, and then his eyes go to the tight end. What's going on, Nicky Stone? Waco is watching. Danny says he needs competent referees that will do their best to call an honest game and not be biased towards no one team. Yeah.
That's the human factor in refereeing. Ain't nothing you can do about that. You don't know an individual's intentions.
People are who they are. Let's see. What's going on, Dwayne? How you doing? Brooks to the Benz. Miss Charlotte Layford says, heck, most high schools don't even have a jumbotron. That is true. Nick Fletcher says most refs are former athletes. They care. I have a lot of friends who referee. They're not biased. Many have full-time jobs. If you want better refs, then take the test and get your butt out there. Obadiah says, not trying to be shady, but some schools in the state of Georgia don't have a press box on the away side, nor a press box big enough for either side for the media. So, yeah, it's understandable. Mr. Westbrook says NFHS is already filming playoff games. They can get together if wanted. It's 2024. It's not that hard. You got cameras on drones nowadays. Okay.
Dude, you can't even fly a drone over a high school stadium.
Sure
Yeah,
can.
they stopped play, didn't they?
Yeah, it wasn't the pit. Yeah, it was y'all game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They stopped
they stopped playing. You can't fly a drone over high. So again, people, I get what y'all are saying. The question is, who's gonna put up the money to one, purchase the equipment and the media truck and pay folks to operate it, competent folks to operate it. Who's gonna pay that money?
Let's see. Danny says that equipment must be maintained throughout the year, making sure it's functioning correctly. That's right. You got to keep Pee Wee and Ray Ray out there. They might have gone out trying to steal it.
Exactly.
Bernard says, happy Monday. Hope all is well. Welcome to the podcast, Mr. Benjamin. Dwayne said, Jumbotron. We ain't even got a Minitron.
Shit. The Carroll County barely got 2 Saturday stadiums.
Yeah, so it is what it is. But I feel for the LaGrange people, but you can't do nothing about it now. The match is set, Jefferson at Calhoun, and I'll be somewhere watching paint dry.
Yeah. You know what though? At the end of the day, we gonna always come back to what we always say: play the game to keep the refs from making the from deciding the game.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
Lagrange, I'm not saying Lagrange put themselves in that situation, but if Lagrange had handled business and drug them boys like everybody thought they should have, like they've been doing quietly throughout the season, that touchdown shouldn't have mattered. Would not have mattered if it was a touchdown. So at the end of the day, you got to play the game. You got to play the game hard for 4 quarters and 48 minutes. At the end of the day,
Agreed. So, loyal listeners, how was your Friday evening? Me too, Mr. Fielder. How was your Friday evening? Did y'all watch NFHS? Were y'all watching games? Tell us about it.
I know I was on GPB and bouncing around on GHFSA or whatever that site called.
I was too. All in somebody else's business because we bouncing basketballs.
Yeah, baby, me, us too. Bouncing them all over Middle Georgia.
Don't worry
Well,
about it. Hey, City Grove boys and girls, well, City Grove boys basketball having a good season so far.
yeah, well, a little interesting down there on Peach Parkway,
Well,
but I'm
while we're
gonna
waiting on the comments
mind
from the
my
viewers,
business.
so Friday was interesting. Had some good showings, had some decent games on Friday. But I do want to talk about Saturday.
Aha! Saturday.
So
Let's talk about Sunday morning too.
I ain't got nothing to talk about on Sunday.
I
All
ain't
I
say
know
Sunday
is one more
afternoon.
year.
I said Sunday morning. I ain't say nothing about Sunday
Okay,
afternoon.
let's talk about. Oh, hold on. Which one you want to start with? Saturday or Saturday evening or Sunday morning? Sunday afternoon to be exact.
Well, Saturday evening
Saturday evening.
leads to Sunday morning.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I gotta say. SMU got robbed. Georgia handled business, and who does yeah, SMU got robbed. Georgia handled business, and the Big Ten was a joke.
They didn't have a whole lot of defense. I know that.
Big 12 was a joke too.
Not a lot of defense there either. But I will say, I mean, SMU might have got robbed, whatever. But I will say that those games, that's what you expect to see in a conference championship. Like you expect to
Yeah.
see close, hard
Hard
fought
fought
games.
games. Yeah.
And even though the Oregon and Penn State game was a high scoring affair, it was still an interesting game though. You know what I mean? It was still,
No,
it was
no it wasn't. No,
intriguing.
it wasn't. It
Yes,
just
it
showed the
was.
defense being played in the Big Ten. Big Ten don't play no defense. I don't care how you want to spin it. Big Ten don't play defense.
But it
They
wasn't
ain't
bad.
got no
It
defense.
wasn't that bad. It wasn't like
But
watching paint dry. But shout out to
the,
SMU because when I
yeah,
first turned to that game, Clemson was up 21-7. And when I tell you SMU was just wetting the bed all over everywhere, I was like, oh my goodness, they are sticking up the joint. They are really not making their case. I'm like, Alabama gonna slide in. And then I got a phone call, mind your business, but I got a phone call. And
hmm
then after that, I went back to check, and it was the last play of the game. And Clemson was kicking a field goal, and they had won 34-31. I was like, wow, way to come back, SMU. And
Man.
whether or not SMU deserved to get in or not, I just can't make a viable argument for Alabama making the playoff because they had every opportunity to make it. And I'm sorry, you losing to a 4-win Oklahoma team just
well,
screwed it
Vanderbilt
up.
didn't help. Well, losing to Vanderbilt definitely did not help their case.
Yes, I mean, and even though I think head to head, Alabama could beat SMU. I don't, I don't have a problem with SMU making it over Alabama. And honestly, if they were gonna do it that way and not put SMU in, I'd have put a 10-2 Miami in. Although I didn't think they really deserved to make it either. But
Nah, because they should have handled business in multiple games. And that loss to Georgia Tech, yeah, was it Georgia Tech? Yeah, yeah, it
mhm,
really hurt them.
yeah, and then Syracuse, like if they all they had to do was
Hmm.
even with that, all they had to do was beat Syracuse. They're in,
Yeah.
but they couldn't do that. So let's see what the people were doing on Friday night. Um, let's see. Miss Charlotte says Big Langston was lit. It was cold AF, but we were turned. I knew y'all were. Mr. Reiner says we watched and were running through the house. I actually saw that game in person, Mr. Reiner. I was there. I'm glad you had a great Friday, Danny. What's going on, Mr. Sneed? Welcome. Y'all had a tough loss. Sorry to hear that. He said, "What it do, good people? We home, and I'm sad, but okay too. That road whooped us almost 1,600 miles in the playoffs. Bowden's offense is legit, and we couldn't stop them. We had over 500 yards of offense on that defense, though. Brooks should be okay, but them boys strong up front on offense. All right, so Mr. Sneed, when we open up the floor." Later on, we want you to come on and kind of tell us about that game and tell us what you see in Bowden because we don't have a lot of people except for Mr. Pollard that comes on and talks about it. Kenneth said he watched both games, 5 and 6A and the Brooks game. Man says it was real cold in Rockmart. I can imagine, but y'all pulled it out. Sansa Martin, welcome to the podcast. Said at the Grayson game, the boys came back. They really did because when I saw Grayson was down, I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And then I checked it again, and Grayson came back. Way to come back, Grayson. So now, Mr. Wizard, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm fine. Are you ready
Good
to
to
start?
hear.
I can put this stuff on the back burner so you can do what you do and then I'll start. I will address Mr. Shields when you get through. Go
You sure?
ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
You sure?
I'm
I ain't got no
positive.
problem saying about now.
No, you're fine. Go ahead, Mr. Wizard. See, I'm being really nice tonight. Go ahead.
I sure do appreciate it.
You're welcome, darling.
But, viewers, how y'all doing? I just want to make sure y'all doing good after this past week. Cause, yeah, I'm in good position to keep my money.
Okay.
Here's what I'm saying. Private classification. We just gonna jump right into it. Hebron Christian, you pulled one out on me. I thought fellowship was gonna get you, but they did. PAC, I see you at the podium on next week.
I have a question, Mr. Wizard.
Yes.
I I always get them mixed up. Where is Hebron Christian located?
North Georgia somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't flown up there in a while.
Okay. So
But
where is Fellowship Christian? Is it in the metro area?
yes, I know it's down here. I've overflown them several times.
Okay.
So just to make sure that I'm telling you correctly, Hebron Christian is located in Decula in Gwinnett County.
Okay.
And Fellowship is located in Roswell.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting me know that.
Okay. So, went 1 and 1 in private. Now, as we go through, I want y'all to pay attention after D2. Okay, Bowden handled business as I expected. I'm not really going to get into what happened in the Manchester Brooks County, but Brooks County, you handled business. Congratulations.
Congratulations to to Brooks County.
I still had that 17 right though.
Mm-hmm.
And I like my crow, because y'all like to feed people crow on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like my crow deep fried, and I need some Texas Pete hot sauce.
Okay. Might I suggest sometimes you try your crow sauteed with a lemon butter sauce. Sometimes it's very good that way, and it's tender, a little more
Oh.
tender. Just try it sometimes. That's all. Go ahead.
Okay. Maybe, well, you know what? I ain't gonna speak on it today, not Wednesday. So, D1. I went 2-0. Northeastern Tools handle business. Thank you, appreciate it very much. No comment? No? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't even looking. I'm not even. I hadn't even been on my job. Mr. Reiner said, "Wizard, are you going against us again on the 17th?" He'll tell you on Wednesday.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna tell you on Wednesday, and my predictions will be posted on Thursday morning. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay. So 2A.
Okay. 2A. Burt County, Carver, Columbus, handle business as I expected. Again, 2-0.
Big point discrepancy, but whatever.
Yeah, I expected better defense out of Appling, but it is Appling. So what can I say? They get to the semifinals and they tend to they buttocks get tight. That's all I'm saying.
Mr. Reiner said that doesn't look like the same picks he saw last week.
Well, go back and watch the show then. That's all I got to say on that. Trying to call me out. Oh, jive turkey. Alright, 3A. Jefferson and Calhoun had no business as expected. Stevenson, you had a good run. If the game was played elsewhere, I think you would have won. LaGrange, I'm just going to leave it there.
Go back to 2A for a minute. I want to see something. They said no. Go back to AA. Because I want to address something real quick. Okay, so what they're saying is, last week you picked Dublin to beat Toombs County. The Wizard picked Dublin. You picked Dublin to beat Toombs County.
Y'all been dipping in my sauce?
He said, "See the Wizard be on that Christina Aguilera."
I think they be dipping it. I think they been dipping in my sauce. That's what it is.
Nick says he has the screenshot, buddy. Okay.
I want to see that screenshot. I want to see the screenshot. Please show me my screenshot of me picking Dublin.
Okay, you could go back to 4A. I'm sorry. I was just looking at the comments.
Okay.
Bill Johnson, welcome to the podcast. He said you were wrong too. But go ahead.
Oh, wait. I told y'all there wasn't going to be no private versus private. It's Marist versus North Oconee.
Yes, I predicted North Oconee to beat Blessed Trinity.
Okay.
Awesome.
5A.
Yeah.
As predicted, Hughes versus Milton.
I didn't expect Lee County to just. I expect them to do a little bit better than 21 points.
and 6A. Grayson over Douglas County and Carrollton over Beaufort.
So you did quite well, huh?
Oh, yeah. I did 14-2 over the weekend.
Okay. So overall, where are we?
Well, on the season, you see what I am on the season, but for the pick'ems, obviously 14-2 on the pick'ems. And then this is how the leaderboard's looking.
Okay. Chris says transfer bowl for 5A next week. Yep.
Man, that's 6A too, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, so for those of so when do they need to have their pick'ems in for next week?
2 p.m. on Monday.
Okay, yeah, because the first game is at 4. Okay.
And the link is already posted.
So let's see if Yo Soy or Jaquan can take over the Wizards. Jaquan has a bigger hill to climb, but you just never know. You never know. Well, you got anything? You got anything else for us, Wizard?
No.
Okay.
Beat me if you can.
Well, we thank you so very much, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
All right.
Good night, Wizard.
Good night.
Do y'all like it when I'm nice to people? See how nice I was? Weren't y'all proud of me? So let me go back up
Very
here.
proud of you, sis. Very proud of you.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. So Mr. Shields made mention of something, and I'm gonna address him. I mean, y'all can listen, but Mr. Shields says I was okay until I found out Coach Gibbs was leaving. And for those of you who don't know who Coach Gibbs or who he's referring to, he's referring to this is HBCU football related. He's referring to Coach Sean Gibbs, who was the head coach at Fort Valley State University. So he has accepted the job at North Carolina A&T. They offer him a salary that he just really could not turn down. And honestly, Mr. Shields, I'm not that upset, and this is why. I think he's a great coach, but getting back to North Carolina A&T was his end game the whole time. North Carolina A&T was really they were always really, really high on Coach Gibbs, but he was a running back coach, and they said he was the de facto defensive coordinator, but he was a young guy. And so when they needed a coach, they couldn't really get him because he had no coaching experience. So he came to Fort Valley State University. You know, it was controversial how he got that job too, but he got it. He came in, he proved himself. He did a great job. And so he had the head coaching experience. And so when the North Carolina A&T job came back up, I don't even think they even did a search. They were just like, okay, baby, you ready? It's time to come home. And so that was his end game the whole time. And I didn't anticipate him staying here very long anyway. So I wish the best to Coach Gibbs. Our quarterback, Kevin Durham, has just entered the transfer portal. Wish the best to him. And I pray that his injury, that's why he didn't play well at that Albany State game. The dude was actually injured. So, but I pray that he does well. And that's that on that, Mr. Shields. So let me read a couple of these comments. Friday night, Dwayne said he was watching those Trojans stand up in the paint in Manchester. Obadiah said he got lit and watched the Lynn Coffee game. That sounds good. Kenneth said your voice was breaking up and crackling. Mike, were you okay? You got
I'm
something?
good.
Um,
It could have been my Wi-Fi. Man, every now and then I go R2D2 on y'all.
yeah. Nick Stone said he watched high school football Friday night. Matthew said that hit on Gunner Stockton was wrong, but I shout out to that baby because he got mollywop, but he held on to that ball, didn't he?
Yes,
He
he
did.
did.
That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Oh, they rocked him. They rocked him. And if he had let that ball go, game over. But that baby held on
Right.
to that ball. I was like, look at, and then hopped on back up. He saw Sunday morning. Mr. Reiner says, I hate our punter is out. Well, I tell you this, Mr. Reiner. If y'all play like y'all played Friday night, you won't need him that much. Because I don't think that baby punted until maybe the end of almost right before halftime. So y'all didn't really need him a whole lot. But I do hate that he's out, and I pray that he gets better. How you doing, Mr. Robert? Welcome. Yep. What do you think about this, Mike? Mr. Ryder says UGA will steamroll either Notre Dame or Indiana. What you think?
I agree.
Okay. Jimmy Westbrook says as long as Bama didn't make it, yeah, I don't like him, but we're not gonna say that.
Eliminated.
Y'all, come on, y'all be nice. Y'all got Mo up here. He is a Roll Tide fan. We're not gonna rub it in.
Yes,
It's
man,
too
he gonna
late.
take it just like I took. He gonna take it just like we
It's too
took it
late for
last
that.
year.
It's too late for that.
Oh, we sorry, Mo. Christopher says Bama didn't deserve to be in. Dwayne says Clemson SMU was good. Yeah, I hate I didn't watch it because when I was watching it, it was bad. SMU looked like the bad news Bears. Christopher says Bama let Vandy put up 40 points and only scored 3 points against Oklahoma and let Oklahoma manhandle them. That was embarrassing. It sure was. Yeah, Gunner Stockton did a great job. What's going on, Zaquan Williams? Welcome to the podcast. He said, how about them Raiders? Shout out to the Northeast Raiders for your big win against Fitzgerald. If y'all don't know already, y'all know now that they play football in East Macon. Waylon Hodge, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I thought he was talking about Las Vegas for a minute.
No,
I was about to say we're gonna see this weekend.
No. Waylon Hodge says Burke County in the building. Shout out to the podcast. Welcome, Mr. Hodge. Danny Jones says those teams remind me of TCU. They are good, but will get taken to the back of the shed for a good talking to about messing with those folks. Okay. Okay. John Wilkins says, yep, my Hurricanes messed themselves up, and I'm not mad. Like Mike said, they should have handled business. Okay, thank you, Miss Charlotte, for letting me know where it is. Let's see. Danny, Nick says you didn't pick the wizard didn't pick Toon. We'll talk to him later on about it. Danny, I'm going to address this comment. Danny says Dublin did not show up. Mr. Jones, I came to that show. I went to that game and I saw it with my own eyes. And I'm here to let you know that you are incorrect. Dublin did show up. Dublin had flashes of brilliance. You could tell why they were there. But honestly, Dublin didn't have a bad game. Toon just stopped them. Dublin didn't shoot themselves in the foot. They made a mistake. When they turned the ball over in the red zone. But honestly, what I saw, they just couldn't handle what Toons gave them. So they showed up. They just weren't able to. Anything they tried, it was just, it was just stopped. They try to go through the middle. They get maybe 3 yards if on a good run. They get 3, maybe 4. They try to go to sideline to sideline. Here come number 7. Bam, can't get nothing. They try to go to the other sideline. I don't know how this baby did it, but he was over on that side too. And if it wasn't number 7, it was number 2. I'm just telling you, Dublin did show up. They just couldn't. There was nothing that they could do. Tunes had an almost perfect game, and even the quote unquote mistake they made, it went in their favor because he bobbled the ball and it went out of bounds. So he still, it still didn't hurt. And then I will say that the coach kind of took his foot off the gas a little bit. He doesn't need to do that. He need to not be so conservative. He need to keep throwing them little slant passes and stuff. But other than that, that was my assessment of that game when I saw it. Dwayne said Applin got choked out again. No surprise. Let's see. Nick said tell Wizard to stay off Cleveland Avenue in Atlanta next week.
Shit, it ain't that. It's a matter of keeping him out of Magic City.
But either way,
My Lord.
you gonna go in, you gonna find that broom gonna be gone when you get out. Mr. Wizard, if you're listening, I know you got a radio on your broom. You better watch it, baby. Dwayne said they asked what's the difference between the higher classes up north and down south on the other show, but they wouldn't read the comments about recruiting. So is that something we would like to address here?
I mean, I'm gonna put it. Y'all already know how I feel. A lot of times, it ain't just recruiting; it's good dope sell itself. That's number one. Number two, um, a lot of kids are gonna flock to a program where they feel that they can be successful and title chase at in their area. It does happen. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No way to hide it. No way to sugarcoat it. I'm going to go to a school in my area that I feel I can ring chase, and it happens. Um, the difference is the biggest difference between the North and the South is there are more options, which we've had this discussion before. It's more options up north than it is down south. That's number one. Number two, um, the infrastructure is different in the north than it is in the south. So, I mean, I don't understand why folks are not getting this. What instead of talk? I mean, it's happening. It's going to continue to happen until the GHSA puts something in place to force kids to give loyalty to programs as they use as a lot of folks did back in the day.
They're not gonna.
Nobody has loyalty these. It's no loyalty these days. It's the same as in college transfer portal. It's the same thing in high school. Kids can transfer. All you got to do is make a, in quotation marks, a bona fide move.
So I'll give my synopsis on the difference between the North and South. There's a couple of things. It kind of what you said. Okay, so in the North, it's more densely populated, right? So you got a lot of people. That's the epicenter of the state, right? So it's easier you got more people and you got more things to choose from. And so it's easier for you to justify a bona fide move up in North Georgia, moving from, say, Roswell or Cobb County to Gwinnett County, as opposed from you moving from Cairo over to, say, Valdosta. It's easier in that regard. Second thing is because it's densely populated. Another difference is with regard to training, right? You probably have more trainers and more opportunities for trainers, or economically, it might be more feasible to train your child when you're up in the metro area. You know what I'm saying? In the middle Georgia, South Georgia, they're starting to do that now. but it's been happening in North Georgia. So you got those kids that are being trained, right? Another thing, and a big thing in the South, they snitch. In the North, they just find another stud. Oh, we lost that stud. They got so many people, they just get another one. No big deal. But if you lose one in South Georgia, oh, they finna tell somebody gonna tell it. It's small town USA. That's why there's less crime in small town USA, or you solve murders quicker in small town USA because somebody knows something and they're gonna tell it. That's just the way of the world, and that's just my opinion how it happened.
Well, I'm gonna add something to it. I do want to add this, and this is something that I've said before in previous broadcasts, so I'm gonna say it again. What was going on in the South was adopted in the North and remixed. If y'all get what I'm saying, we knew what they was doing. The North figured out what the South was doing, i.e., your farm systems. Grabbing these, getting these kids in the youth leagues and building them up from there. The North caught on to it and fine tuned it, remixed it. Okay, we're gonna grab you while you in youth football, and we're gonna get y'all to go play middle school football together with the same system. So when you get to the high school, you already know the system.
Yeah.
It happens. It's happening.
So listen, okay, and I'm gonna go back and read these other people and welcome this. Mr. Westbrook. He said the North and South, y'all about to put some respect on Southwest Central Georgia football. Mr. Westbrook, let me explain something to you. We keep stuff real simple around here. You know that fall line that's in Georgia. You either above it or below it. We don't go in the east or west. You either north or south. And for all intents and purposes, Carrollton is North Georgia as far as people in the south, in the southern part of the state, for all intents and purposes, is Carrollton is North Georgia. We don't think about West Georgia. Yes, Columbus is West Georgia, but Columbus is Middle Georgia. So they lump us out. They lump Middle and South Georgia together. Once you pass Jackson, Georgia, you know it's really Middle Georgia, but everybody says it's the South. Now, once you pass Cordell, now that's South Georgia. But hey, we don't really get into all that, sir. You in the North. So let me go, let me go back and read these comments. You're fine, Danny. It's okay. Christopher Ryan says Dublin could have brought everything they had and still didn't want that smoke. I mean, they wanted it. They just wasn't nothing they could do that. What's going on, Marcus the Plug? He says Burke County by 14. Okay. Yes, Toombs was well prepared for Dublin on all sides of the ball. They certainly everything clicked. Even their mistakes turned out to work out perfect. So that was that. Let's see. Lord willing and the creek don't rise, Mr. Henderson. We plan to be in the bins on Tuesday. Mr. Cosby, welcome to the podcast and congratulations to the Carrollton Trojans over their win on the road in Beaufort. And you said it was going to happen, and Mike said it was going to happen. He said recruiting is the name of the game on every level of high school football. What's going on, Mr. Tate? Welcome to the podcast. Obadiah says with the NIL, there definitely won't be any loyalty to your team. Bernard says true. Parkview came in and took a lot of talent from the cab back in the day. I remember that. Parkview used to be really, really tough. Let's see. Mr. Johnson said facts. They tell down here. Nick said he don't like nothing above making. Mr. Wembley. Mr. Wembley, welcome to the podcast. He said, just stop snitching, and the South will do just as good as the North. They're killing us because we keep snitching. Fix your program, and the kids will stay. Okay, Mr. Wembley, I hear you.
It's more to it than that, but okay.
It's a lot. That goes a long way though, sir. It does. It does. It just does.
Yeah.
They be telling.
I
Um,
mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted now. The
hey,
North
Mr.
does
Robert.
tell. The North does tell, but only in certain counties they tell.
No, okay. Okay. Danny has a question, Mike. He wants to know, do you feel the Carrollton Trojans can finish the story?
Yes, I think they will. But that's a conversation for Wednesday. I'm gonna leave it at that. We'll finish that. Ask me that question on Wednesday.
So, um, who wants to come talk to us? I know I want to know a little bit more about Bowden. Mr. Cosby wanted to come on last week, and it was late. But you are more than welcome to come on and talk to us about what you saw on on um on last Friday.
Hold on,
Um,
hold on, hold on. Let me do it. Hold on. If Mr. Cosby gonna come on, let me go fix my drink before he come on and slip me nothing in my drink.
y'all probably gonna agree. He's from
Never mind.
Carrollton.
Now, never mind. That one went over your head.
Oh Jesus, it did. I'm a turtle.
I don't want him slipping nothing in my drink. I don't want no roofies in my drink. Let me go fix my drink before he get on.
Mr. Jones, I'm so glad to see you. How you
And
doing?
that one went. Hold on. That one went over baby sis head too.
Yes, sir. You have to explain
What
it.
happened?
See,
What you said?
Before Mr. Cosby come on, I want to fix me another drink because I don't want him touching my drink.
Mike, go to him.
Okay. Never
yeah,
mind.
I got it.
explain it to me later, sis. Mr. Jones, welcome to the podcast. He said, I don't get into all of that stuff. It's business. We got to sit down and understand the business part of the game. GHSA said make a bona fide move, no excuses. Population is bigger in the north. The south has more controlled communities and counties with lesser people, but it's business. And that's what I'm saying, Mr.
Yeah.
Jones. And when it's fewer people, and you got fewer studs to pick from, you get a little more disgruntled, and you tell a little bit quicker, as opposed to you being in Gwinnett County with 500 billion gazillion people. Oh, I missed out on that stuff. Well, it's another one right over here, just as good. I just snatch up that one, and we keep moving.
Uh, you know what? I do want to say this, Jeremy. You just hit the nail on the head on what I was about to say. That y'all are forgetting one major factor nowadays: NIL.
Yes.
It's more NIL money up north than it is down south.
Oh, I told you that. I said that the economic disparity is different too. But and it's more NIL money, and you got more money to get your kids into get in with different trainers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It is
Hmm.
it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Mr. Reddick. He has he's actually opening up a facility in Thomasville, and I think that's wonderful. And I think those kids, would in that area would definitely benefit from that. But
Hmm.
how many people in South Georgia have a facility for those kids to go to? You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
no.
And how
To put
difficult would it be to get? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes with it.
here's the thing to help the viewers and listeners understand. How many Super 11s were from South Georgia? How many Super 11s were from North Georgia?
Hell, I don't know.
No, no, no. I'm just saying. Okay, I know from South Georgia you had at least two for a fact. If we gonna divide the state by the fault line, you got at least two. I can think of right off the bat from South Georgia. AJ Hill and Crum right off the bat. Without looking it up right now, those the first two that comes to mind that were Super 11s. Those are your biggest money makers in high school NIL. Your Super 11s. So
Mhm.
that just to help everybody put it into perspective, there are more eyes and more possibilities up north than it is in the south now. Before it was switched, it was everything was in the south. You had to be. to get a lot of attention and a lot of this and a lot of that, you had to be playing for a South Georgia school, a Valdosta. That's what you had to be playing. That's where you had to be playing at.
Mm-hmm.
But now a lot of that switched to up north, recently. So that's why I asked the question: how many Super 11s were in South Georgia? How many Super 11s were in North Georgia? Just to give you an idea.
Mm-hmm. How you doing? How you doing, Dro?
Hey, Joe.
I'm doing all right. How y'all
What's
doing
going
today?
on?
We
What's
doing
going on?
pretty good. We're doing
All
pretty
right.
good. Let's see. 8:20, 8:46. Okay. We'll give you 20 minutes, Mr. Fletcher. Ryan Wembley has a question. He says, so let me ask y'all this. Does Jake Garcia and Valdosta win state if he was able to successfully transfer to Valdosta that year?
Yeah, Valdosta would have won state that year. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
You think so?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Jeremy says more people to network with, etc. The rich people down here in the South don't want to be a part of the success that's in the public schools. They're mostly private school kids that can't compete with the public schools in sports.
I disagree with that. And here's why. Uh, Currently, if I'm not mistaken, there are more NFL players, whether active or retired, that came from the South than the North as of today. But I think we all can agree that that ratio is about to change. With that being said, the South has the money. The thing is,
No, they don't.
no. Hear me out. I'm not talking about from Boost Club. I'm talking about NFL type money that can be poured into the schools. That's what I'm referring to. The South has more of that, but it's not being filtered. It's not getting into the schools for whatever reason. Now, it goes back to what we both said earlier, is that there is an economic disparity between the two
Yeah.
because the North is finally catching up and doing what the South was doing before.
Yes, Jeremy. Jeremy Williams. There is a show called Titletown. It was on Netflix. It showed the Jake Garcia situation. That's why the rules were changed. That's why all this bona fide move and all that stuff. That's it was a loophole in it, and because of that Jake Garcia situation, that loophole was closed. So after Jake Garcia did what he did, nobody else was able to do that. And so now you got to sit. You got to do 365, right?
Yeah. It is 365 will go to a non-GHSA school, as in what Bo Walker had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Go to a non-GHSA school.
Obadiah said they need to put a Buc-ee's on the Florida Georgia line. Well, technically, they kind of have. They're building one in Brunswick, so it's over there close to the east. It's on the east side. It's about 60 miles from the Florida line. Well, not even that much if you're going through Camden County. So, yeah, they kind of got one on the Florida Georgia line, Obadiah, but they're very strategic where they put those things.
Good thing is we got one coming up in Forsyth, much closer to me. So get me a stuffed chicken.
They got buckets coming to Forsyth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 they do.
Oh,
off
Lord.
75.
My
Because they're
Lord.
trying to catch that 75 out 16 traffic.
Well, good. Maybe they'll stop going to my pump. I went in there Friday. I was mad. Somebody was at my pump. I had my own pump. And somebody was there. The nerve.
Girl, you can't get mad 'cause other folks shop at Kmart too.
No, this is my pump. And don't nobody, it's perfect. It's in the back. I avoid all the traffic. And if I gotta go into that doggone place, it's right there at the door. And somebody had the nerve to have and nobody was even at the pump. It was just a camper that was on the back was blocking my pump. I was very upset. But I didn't do nothing.
Oh, Forsyth moving up. They got a Chick-fil-A open for Forsyth now. Okay.
Oh, shut
Right.
now. Okay.
They also did anything. Now I got a
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, y'all fancy, huh? Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So, who gonna come on here and talk to us about that game Friday night?
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it. I have to admit, I don't know what the first part of the show. I don't know what was talked about.
We talked a we
Huh?
talked a little bit about Friday night. We talked a little bit about Saturday and Sunday, but we can get back on these. What you think about Saturday's games?
First and foremost, let me say this. I am so happy. I'm very pleased
Go ahead.
that Alabama fans know how we felt last season. They now know how we felt last season because Georgia definitely should have been in the playoffs last season. You know,
along with Florida State.
Along with Florida State, exactly. I think the committee made the right decision with the right teams. I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna probably end up doing. They probably gonna end up expanding the playoff to probably 14 to 16 teams. What do y'all think about it?
I hope they don't.
You think that's a downside? I mean, think about this: the FCS, the way they do their playoffs, it's pretty interesting and exciting at the same time. You don't think FBS would benefit from that similar type model?
They would monetary wise. Here's my thing, right? And I don't know why this bowl is stuck in my head, the Pop Tart Bowl. But my thing is, if you're gonna grab the model of again basketball, and the bowls can do this if they rewrite their agreements with the conferences, which is
Right.
1 through 12. We know playing for a national title. 13 through whatever 25, 20, 24, 26, whatever can play in quotation marks NIT.
Mm-hmm.
And use those other bowls for those games.
Okay.
That's what I wouldn't mind saying. But when it comes to football, nah, keep the top 12.
I'm serious, man. The top 12 is cool and all, but do you really have the 12 best teams in the country in the playoffs? Let's be real.
So would you expand to 16 to get the best 12? Like, would you give the first 8 teams a bye? Like, how does that work?
Like, how many conferences? Okay, you have the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, ACC. That's
ACC.
4 right there. You got the
You can stop right there. That's the Power 4.
That's about, but you got the Mountain West, you got Conference USA,
right.
And
right. Give those conference champions a chance to make the play. We know they'll probably get beat blind, of course, but like I'm gonna take the Mountain West for example. Boise State.
You got Boise State.
I was just about to say Boise State now. They're the exception to the rule. Will they get beat on like TCU did a couple of years ago? I'm not so sure about that. But Boise State can play with the big boy. They can. They proved it. Mm-hmm. Oregon barely beat them. You see what I'm saying? So to expand the playoffs from 12 to 16, I don't think it'll hurt. I actually think it'll lessen the argument that a lot of people are having right now. It's a lot of hurt feelings right now. Miami feel like they should have got in. South Carolina feel like they should have got in. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, even Ole Miss.
Yeah, Ole Miss. That's for real. Think how good the playoffs will be. Now, granted, there still will be some teams left out, even with 16. But you got like Texas A&M, South Carolina. Who else did we say? Miami, Alabama, Ole Miss. Outside of those teams, who else do y'all think could have qualified?
DeAntoine said, I would say Army should have been in with their record and winning their conference, if I'm not mistaken.
Army and Colorado even.
Man, that's all I'm saying. You sound like a Bama fan right now.
Bro, hold on, C9.
Oh, Lord.
That one thing you ain't gonna never do. Don't ever accuse me of being anything remotely close to an Alabama fan. Don't ever do that in your life.
That's the only reason I'm gonna let you. I want you to understand why I'm saying that though. It's because it's them the only. That's the only fan base that is talking about expanding the playoffs and one reevaluating their future schedule right now.
Well, I listen. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that they felt. Well, now the part about reevaluating the schedule, I knew about that, but now not about the part about them wanting to expand the playoff. You see what I'm saying? They just basically crying right now. They're feeling the same pain that Florida State and Georgia felt last season, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I agree with you on that.
Let's see.
Now, my thing is this though. One, you don't penalize a team for playing in their conference championship. You just can't. It's wrong because they was in their conference championship for a reason. If Clemson would have lost, Clemson still would have got in. I'm
I
sorry
don't
to
know
say that.
about that, Mike. I disagree. I disagree with that, Thursday. I
If
disagree.
Clemson had lost by what? What they was up what two? What it was tied when Clemson kicked field goal to win the game. If Clemson had lost by 3 points, they would have got in.
So you think they would have got in over South Carolina, who just beat them?
No,
South
he's
Carolina is one of the
saying
hottest
Because
Alabama
teams
they
in
would
the
have
play
gotten.
country.
for the simple fact they played in their conference game. South Carolina did.
I don't know, Mike. Because so Clemson was number 17 coming in. SMU
Right.
was number 8. It would have been if Clemson had lost, it would have been easier to justify them staying at 17 as opposed to moving SMU. But because Clemson won, they had to put them in the top 12. If they had lost, I think they would have left them out.
Exactly.
Now I think then Alabama would have made it. So Clemson, I think Clemson is what kept Alabama out. Thanks, Tigers.
But just even if Alabama had made it, I still think that it would have been wrong to put them in.
I would have put Miami first. South Carolina, actually.
Yeah, I would
Okay,
actually
can I tell y'all something? Can I tell y'all something? Y'all do know that Clemson was numbers, even with the win, they only went up one spot to number 16. Y'all do know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's in the college football playoff ranking. And that's in the college football rankings.
That's my point. And the only reason they're in is
because they won their conference.
They won their conference. So if Clemson had lost, you still think they would have got in that simply because they played?
No, they wouldn't have got in. Everybody and their grandma know Clemson wouldn't have got in if they lost that conference championship game. They wouldn't have got in.
Okay. We can agree to disagree on that. But y'all really think Indiana deserves to be in that joker though?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Not only Indiana, but let's be real. What other team in the playoffs besides Indiana played a weak schedule, really, compared to say like Georgia by far probably played the toughest schedule out of all of the teams that are in the playoffs.
Yeah,
right.
I think Florida was the only team. I think Florida is the only team in the nation that had a tougher schedule than Georgia did.
Okay.
Yeah, nationwide, yeah.
But Boise State's schedule wasn't a dog outside of Oregon. Indiana's schedule, I mean, they met Ohio State, and Ohio State beat them. But other than Ohio State, who else did they play?
Who, Boise?
No, Indiana.
Oh, Indiana? Yeah. Outside of dude, the toughest game Indiana had on their schedule the whole year was Ohio State.
Right. And they couldn't even win that one.
That's the only ranked opponent they played besides Notre Dame, besides this upcoming Notre Dame game.
Now here's do you think Notre Dame is better than Ohio State?
No.
Okay, here's why I asked that question.
I have a fundamental issue with Notre Dame being in the playoffs anyway because they don't have a conference. But
what I'm saying, Indiana, I think, may give Notre Dame a tougher game than what people may be expecting.
I don't disagree with that. Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois.
Who lost to Northern Illinois?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah, they did. They sure did. They did lose to Northern Illinois.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. It would not surprise me at all.
Don't sleep on Indiana in that particular game. Now, going up against Georgia, that's a different story.
Yeah, that'll be
You know,
different.
Indiana might, unless Georgia just completely fall apart on the offensive side of the ball, I don't think
Mm-hmm.
Indiana will stand a chance against Georgia.
Yeah. Okay, so let me read a couple of these comments and then we'll move on. Lefty Guest, welcome to the podcast and congratulations to your Valdosta Blazers. Um, uh, he said something earlier. Let me see what he said, and it made sense. Okay, I'll come back. Okay, no, Mr. Ryder said, I said this the whole time, despite the quarterback situation, Florida State did what they needed to do to make the playoff last year, despite if they would have won or not. Let's see. He says, and never enough recognition for the small universities. FSU is nowhere near. Yeah, they terrible this year. He said, Dwayne said, damn them participation trophies. Chris says they should have matched Bama versus Colorado in a bowl game. I agree because I have no interest in watching the ReliaQuest Bowl with Bama and Michigan. I just don't.
Say it again, Jeff. Say it louder.
the ReliaQuest Bowl featuring Alabama and Michigan.
What is that? What is ReliaQuest?
I have no clue.
You know what make it even worse, Jess? I was on scrolling around on X, right? And for people who don't know what X is formerly Twitter. Okay, so get your mind up out the gutter. So I was scrolling around on X, and it was plenty of Alabama fans on there. They were embarrassed. They were like, "This is embarrassing," because Alabama tweeted that they're going to the ReliaQuest Bowl. And they actually feel like the ReliaQuest Bowl is beneath them. I'm talking about a lot of the fans that were in the comments. Do you think that's an embarrassing bowl for Alabama to be in right now, Jeff?
Yes, it is.
Say it again. I just love to hear it.
Yep.
Yes, it is very embarrassing for Alabama to be in the ReliaQuest Bowl against a 7-4 Michigan team who was unranked.
Michigan just beat Ohio State, right?
Yep, 13-10.
So that's not a gimme. Alabama probably won't go into that game. As a matter of fact, it might be a lot of players who won't even play in that game.
Yeah, they're gonna opt out.
Yeah, so Michigan might knock Alabama off in that bowl game.
You're absolutely right, Drew. It's interesting. Let me see. This is what Chris says with regard to expansion of the playoffs. He says right now it's first round, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. Go on and put a second round in there. So he's saying, yeah, might as well expand it.
Yeah, expand it. Exactly. Like, think about it. They have a top 25, right? Now, I don't know how feasible it would be to have a playoff with the top 25. Could that work? It probably could. But I mean, what are the rankings for if you don't have the top 25 competing to see who's truly the best in the country?
I mean, because okay, let's be honest. You might have, every year is really only about 5 or 6 teams that can truly win the championship. So now, yeah, it's cool that you expand to 12. You can expand to 25. Even with March Madness, you got 68 teams, but really, it's only a handful of teams that's really gonna win that thing.
Right,
this is what it is. But you could expand it, but they have to see how if it's gonna make money for them, then they'll expand it. If they can't make no money out of it, then no. They're not.
I'm basically saying just reward these programs for being ranked in the top 25. Because let's be real, a lot of these bowls don't mean anything anymore. They don't.
But I think what the reward is that you get an attractive bowl game, if that makes sense. Like, or you get a bowl, a New Year's bowl, or you get a primetime slot. I think those are the those are the what do you call perks. You don't have to play a bowl game on December the 22nd. You
Okay.
can play one on December the 31st or January 1st. You know
let me call out the name of a couple of bowls and you tell me if these bowls sound like something
Boy,
that'll
I'm
have
about to
you
do the
listen to
same.
the TV.
Boy, I'm about to do the same thing.
Look, Cheese It Bowl.
Coach,
There you
put
go.
me in, I'm ready. Coach,
Relia
put me in,
Quest
I'm
Bowl.
ready.
Relia Quest Bowl.
Keep going. Go deeper than that. Go to December 27th.
Can I ask you?
Gasparilla Bowl.
That's what I was going to ask. They still got the Gasparilla Bowl.
The Idaho mashed potato garlic and herb bowl.
Shut up. Get out, Dro. Stop lying. Who playing in that game?
I don't even know if that's a real bowl. I just made that one up. I'm just saying some of these bowls, not like for example, let me give you a bowl that used to have a lot of meaning to it. Was it the Liberty Bowl or the Independence Bowl? One of those bowls.
The Liberty Bowl.
Yeah, the Liberty Bowl used to be something. It's not even a major bowl anymore. Y'all remember when the Liberty Bowl used to be a pretty, important bowl game?
Dro.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg got his own bowl right now.
What's the name of it? Tell me the name of it.
Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl.
Shut up.
I ain't lying to you. The game is between Miami, Ohio, and Colorado State. Played at Arizona Stadium in Tucson, Arizona, on 28 December. But this is how fucked up. Oh, I'm sorry. This ain't Friday. This is how messed up the bowls are. What is the SRS distribution?
Boy, you ain't never lied. What is that?
What is Wasabi Fenway Bowl? Played at Fenway Park. You got two basketball teams, two basketball schools whose football teams playing in a baseball stadium at Fenway Park in December.
You got the Kraft macaroni and cheese bowl.
Stop.
You got the White Castle cheeseburger bowl.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying?
This is terrible. But I mean,
it's a Pop-Tart bowl for me though. It's a Pop-Tart bowl for me.
The Pop-Tart bowl.
That's a real bowl.
Yes. It's a real bowl. It's Miami is playing Arkansas. I think it's Miami versus Arkansas. No, I'm sorry, Miami versus Iowa State in the Pop-Tart Bowl played in Orlando, Florida.
I couldn't even blame if most of the Miami team players don't want to play in that game. I couldn't blame them.
Hold on. Yeah, I got one for y'all. It's the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
Now that bowl been around for years though. That bowl been around for a long time. Huh?
Tony the Tiger Bowl?
Yeah, it's been around for a long time. Yeah.
Okay. I got a question for you. Joe, do you like the barbecue? Joe, do you barbecue a lot?
I personally don't barbecue a lot, but I will personally be around a lot of barbecue grills if I'm invited. Does that count?
This is what I'm getting at. There is a barbecue seasoning company that has a bowl.
Okay.
Kinder's Texas Bowl. How the hell does Kinder's get a bowl?
Okay, so they basically just added their first name to the Texas Bowl. Because that bowl been around for a long time too. The Texas Bowl.
Yeah.
Y'all don't see what Dwayne said. He said, damn y'all three, the Gasparilla Bowl is a great game.
He's saying that because the Gators. Matter of fact, just tell me right now, are the Gators back in the Gasparilla Bowl? That's all I want to know.
Are they bowl eligible? Let me see.
Did they win 6 games to be bowl eligible? Hold on, let me see something. Oh, you know what? No, Florida is in the Union Home. The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. That's who Florida playing Tulane.
Thirsty, you lying. Thirsty, you lying.
But if I'm lying, I'll drop dead right now. The name of the bowl is the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, and it features Tulane versus Florida, 3:30 on ESPN on 20 December, Friday, 20 December.
You remember how Steve Spurrier used to take jabs at Tennessee, talking about you can't spell Citrus Bowl without UT.
Yes.
Well, you can't identify the Gasparilla Bowl without the Florida Gators being in it. This is their third straight year in the Gasparilla Bowl. Are you kidding me?
Go Gators!
My goodness. Y'all ought to be ashamed to be Gators fans right now. In the Gasparilla Bowl again.
Oh man.
Oh Lord have mercy. Okay. Chris says it will be like the Final Four in basketball. Mess around and an unknown, unexpected team will win it all. And as many times as Gonzaga has shocked the world, they have never won it all.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's man, true.
Is either Kansas, North Carolina, Duke, Villanova. Who else won lately? Kentucky.
You know what? Hey, you know what, man? How about we put our name on the front of the Peach Bowl, the FNL Peach, Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl?
I don't know, bro. The Peach Bowl is a major bowl. It used to be kind of lower tier than, say, maybe the Cotton Bowl and Sugar Bowl and all that. But the Peach Bowl is a major bowl.
How about the Independence Bowl then?
Oh, the Music City Bowl. We can go to Nashville.
Yeah.
No.
The Music City
what's that bowl we got? No, I'm sorry. The Celebration Bowl. That's what I meant to say. Let's get cricket off the Celebration Bowl and put the FNL and make it the FNL Celebration Bowl.
Hey, that's pretty big time. That's the Black College National Championship game.
Yep,
I might be on to something right there, man.
I'm planning to be there Saturday. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, that's a big time bowl for HBCU now.
I ask cricket what they say. Okay, let me read this and y'all tell me what if y'all agree with Mr. Wembley. He said Georgia has a first class ticket to the national championship game.
Okay, here's what I'll say about that. If Notre Dame is their opponent, right? Mm-hmm. I think Notre Dame will play Georgia very tough. I think they will.
I mean,
so I'm not gonna say it's as easy as people may think it is.
After they play Notre Dame, they will have to play the winner of the Boise State versus
SMU Penn State.
Yeah, SMU Penn State. So more than likely they'd have to play Notre Dame and they'd have to play Penn State. Then they'd be in the national championship.
Okay, now they probably won't face, like, I think out of those teams that y'all just mentioned, Notre Dame might probably pose the toughest challenge outside of, say, SMU. And don't get me wrong, SMU is good. Don't get me wrong. But SMU and Penn State, I don't think they have enough to beat Georgia. But Notre Dame, you kind of might want to put an asterisk beside them. I think they give Georgia a tough game.
And what?
Football.
Girls basketball. And what? Women's basketball.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No, what I'm getting at is this. This is what I'm getting at. Notre Dame, Boise State, Penn State, SMU. Neither team is playing solid defense right now. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, that bodes well for Georgia.
And the reason it bodes well for Georgia is because Georgia is going to be going through the playoffs with Gunnar Stockton at the helm.
I know, but that offense is struggling, bro. Georgia offense got to get it together. I'm concerned. And that's why I said,
and I'm with you. I'm with you. That's why I said Gunnar Stockton is at the helm.
Listen,
Gunnar Stockton.
Go ahead.
All I'm saying is this. Gunnar Stockton brings a different element to the quarterback position than what old boy was bringing and what Carson Beck was bringing. He
That's
brings a
true.
different element, just like when the postman came in and replaced the kid from US that transferred in from what USC Washington from out
Right.
west. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
from USC. He's bringing that same element. You can't just sit back in coverage and defend the pass. You gotta play for him to take off and run. Despite the hit that he took, he got 2 weeks to heal from that concussion. He got 3 weeks to heal from that concussion. So he's gonna be fine to come back and play. Carson Beck is not finna suit up anymore because he got a torn UCL in his elbow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's you. Hold on now. Is that confirmed? Don't just say that
Yeah.
if it's not
No,
confirmed.
it's
It's
confirmed.
confirmed. They had to get
It's
a second
confirmed.
opinion.
It's confirmed. He tore a ligament in his elbow. That's why he
Okay.
wasn't moving his arm on that last play when he came in.
All right.
But my
So
thing
if
is,
that's the case, who's backing up Gunner Stockton?
I forget the kid's name. He's number 10, though. I can tell you that. Black kid,
Okay.
number 10.
All right. Well,
He's
here's the thing, Thurston. I agree with you. I see where you're going. Gunner Stockton giving everybody kind of like a Stetson Bennett feel, but look who's still calling the offense. Stetson Bennett had what was his name?
Todd
Uh,
Monkey.
yeah, he had Monkey calling the offense. I mean,
yeah.
listen, Bobo is a legend, from where he played high school football and all that kind of stuff. But bro, come on, man. Come on. He got to get it together. He got to capitalize on Gunner's strengths and use the weapons he has. And not only that, Georgia's running back room. They
It's
they
getting
have two solid,
They're
running
getting
backs, or
better.
is it three? Huh?
It's three.
it's be- it's 3 now. It's getting no. It's actually 4 now. It's getting better because you got ETN back. You obviously got Cash Jones and Frazier, and then you still have and you got one of the
Branson
Robinson kids
Robinson.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got him back. So it's 4. They only played 3 in the
Now here's
SEC
the thing:
championship.
if that running back room is strong, okay, now you looking at a dangerous Georgia team. Now they're dangerous. You see what I'm saying? Because ETN don't seem to be 100%. He didn't look like it
He's
in that Texas game.
I don't think he is. Him and Robinson are not 100%. I will say that. Now, what they should have done was, yes, Georgia should have started Frazier at running back and brought ETN in situational downs.
I agree with that.
That's what I think. That's what I think they should have did, but they didn't. They tried to start ETN, get ETN into a rhythm, but it just wasn't working. ETN didn't get into his rhythm until the second half. Frazier came in off the bat. When Frazier came in and got that ball, he was on the field. You can see the difference between the two backs.
Right.
Um, I think everybody know how I feel about Cash Jones. Cash Jones should never see the field. That's just me though.
I don't know. I
But
disagree with that, and I'll tell you why.
right,
He occasionally can make some big plays for Georgia because he the type of player the defense will overlook him a lot of time. And he'll make that 1 or 2 big plays a game that'll put Georgia in a good position. I went totally sleep on him Thursday.
I like Cash Jones on special teams, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Me personally, because
No.
no, this is real talk. This is real talk. This Cash Jones is a senior. We didn't know about. Nobody seen Cash Jones play a worthy down until last year,
Well,
and that was sparingly. This year, the only reason he's playing is because the running back room is so beat up.
yeah. Mr. Henderson says cash should be used in situational purposes. I didn't know you were coming on. You feel better?
Nah, I'm seeing y'all was on, baby. How everybody going tonight?
All right, what's up, yo?
Hey
What's
yo.
going on, yo?
What's going on, baby? What's up, bro?
Kenneth said Todd Monkey Todd Monkey was there on Saturday.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Shit, he should have had a radio set at Mike Bobo. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to help that man. They need to help him.
Well, y'all do understand again. Y'all do understand why Mike Bobo got the job, right?
Why?
He's not that bad.
Because him and Kirby friends.
No, he married into Kirby's family.
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. I'm gonna tell you like this. He might have to pull the trigger on Buddy, man, because
He ain't. He ain't because he's trying to make sure his daughter eat. Mike Kirby Smart is trying to make sure that his daughter eats.
His daughter.
Yeah, he married. Is it his daughter or his niece? I know he's married into
His
Kirby's family.
niece, 'cause his daughter is young. His daughter in high school. I know. He'd be Chester if he married her
how
daughter.
you
His
talking
daughter.
about that man family thirst? Come on, man.
No. Mike Bobo is married into Kirby Smart's family.
It's not the daughter though.
I know it's somebody. He's married into that family, and
Um,
and Kirby Smart is making sure that him and his family eats.
Bro,
Marquise
Kirby
Smith.
Smart got to make a business decision. He is sitting on top of right now. Right now, he could have the entire NCAA college football world in the palm of his hand. But his offensive coordinator or whatever Mike Bobo is, he's hurt Georgia a lot this season.
Yeah.
You
And
know
I
what I'm
totally
saying?
agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Mr. Henderson says Bobo was running the same play, the right and the next down to the left side. I'm looking like, what are you doing? So yeah, I listen, and people were upset. They were saying that Georgia had an easier path to the championship than anybody else, and that Oregon should have had that path. But here's the thing: no, Georgia shouldn't have. Georgia has proven they can win. They have beaten they had one of the toughest schedules in the nation. Oregon, not so much. So
Right. And that prompts this question. And I'm gonna ask y'all this. Is Oregon the best team in the country?
Mm-mm.
I don't think
Nope.
so.
No.
so who
It'll
is?
show. It'll show. I mean, it's nothing no different from what we speak on high school. You got Oregon that's running through everybody, and the first time they face any kind of adversity, it's gonna show. And I wouldn't sleep on Oregon just coming out of the out of the quarterfinals like that. It's not a guarantee that bye helped them. It's not a guarantee they'll win that second round.
Right. Right. I tell
Oh,
y'all another intriguing matchup. You may say Ohio State probably win by a couple of touchdowns or whatever, but I think Tennessee can go into Columbus and scare Ohio State. What y'all think?
Tennessee could go
no.
into Columbus and beat Ohio State. That's an
I,
8-9 matchup. Can go either way. I think Tennessee win the game. Tennessee got SEC offensive linemen with bruising and fast running backs. Ohio State defensive line cannot handle that, and that's what you look at. Lowly Michigan went the last game of the season, went in with their running game and beat Ohio State. What you think, Tennessee? Tennessee gonna gas them for 400 yards.
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's a
think
good point.
I think the only thing that will really mess, if anything, that will mess Tennessee up is maybe the weather in Ohio in December. But that's it.
Yeah, I don't think
I
they
just
took in consideration with these playoff games the weather.
Yeah. So
Yo, since you on, what's your analysis of Indiana Notre Dame?
Notre Dame is fool's gold to me. Um, Indiana hadn't played a tough schedule, but what it has done is gave Indiana something that you don't want to give a team, especially in something like a playoff, and that's momentum and confidence. Man, they'll go into Notre Dame. It's like a home game from them. I think they're about 4 hours away.
Yeah, they're
They'll
not that
go
far apart. Yeah.
in state. They both, they both in the same state. No, Indiana can go into Notre Dame and upset them. I think it's a close game, something like 24-21. But I think Indiana pull out that game, though.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I
Uh
do want to make a correction to what I said. It's not a relation to Kirby. It's a relation to Vince Dooley. He married Vince Dooley's niece. That's who Mike Bobo married.
So what I got to do with Kirby not pulling? Say, look here, man, this ain't working.
Whose name on that field? On that
Hey,
stadium?
one thing about it, Vince Dooley is a god in Athens.
Yes,
Dead
he
alive.
Whose name is on that stadium?
I get all that,
Dooley
but
Field.
when is he gonna do what's best for the program? I mean, man, come on, bro.
When
It's deeper than that. They're friends. Kirby and Bobo played together. They're friends. Bobo, he's an old school coordinator. You know what I mean? He played when everybody had big shoulder pads on. He just line up and ground and pound all day. He don't know nothing about running those spread offenses and things like that. He's not hip to that. Go back and think when he got the head coaching job at Colorado State.
Mr. Reiner says UGA versus Texas for the Natty. I don't want to see that game again.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
That ain't gonna happen.
Who do you think?
Tennessee will beat Texas.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see something like Tennessee and Georgia, or possibly that other intriguing. I wouldn't sleep on Arizona because again, they're hot right now and they're gaining momentum. The kids are up on themselves. I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona don't make a run. They're not supposed to be there, but I can see them making a final. Like it's something like that. It's gonna be something like that. You're not looking at a Georgia Texas. I can tell you right now, you're not. Texas,
Who's gonna knock Texas off then?
Tennessee can knock them off.
Oregon and Tennessee can knock off Texas, but my thing is Texas got to stop that number 4 from Arizona State. If they don't stop number 4, that running back Arizona State, Texas is gonna have a long day. And guess what? That's one of Texas's weak point is the running game.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Arizona State gonna be the difference in that game.
Trisha said, y'all think Tennessee will beat Texas?
Yeah.
Matthew says Boise State is his sleeper.
You stop. What's his name?
Boise.
No, it ain't even that. Again, Boise State don't have the defense to stop SMU. That's the whole thing y'all missing.
Can't SMU stop Genty?
You ain't got to. Here's my thing. Jenny, here's my thing. Again, it goes back to high school. Dublin versus anybody with a passing game. SMU has a quarterback. SMU has a defense that can actually play some ball when they want to. What they put on against Clemson, I don't know what defense showed up. It wasn't the defense I seen all year from SMU. SMU can run or pass.
Yeah.
Boise State, biggest thing is running. It's their running game sets up their pass. I'm telling you right now, SMU is going to beat Penn State. They're going to out-finesse Penn State. Penn State is going to try and muscle SMU around. SMU is going to out-finesse Penn State. They're going to play Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl. SMU is going to win the Fiesta Bowl.
Mr. Wembley says you hit the nail on the head with that one Thursday. Arizona's running game is something serious. Oscar says
it's only one person. It's only one person. Number 4. That's when number 4 is on the sideline. Their running game ain't correct.
Oscar says Arizona State has a running back I've been high on all 4, all year 4. Scabo. That's a bad boy. Mr. Reiner says
no. Just say it like you said it. That's a bad white boy, and that's what he is.
Okay. Yeah. Mr. Reiner says SMU will beat Boise State. I'm glad you're enjoying your apple cider and ginger cookies, Mr. Fielder.
You got stomach issues.
SMU got an offense. They got a dynamic quarterback. Kid played out of Duncanville, out of Texas, if I ain't mistaken. And if I'm not mistaken, Ashton Jensen is a Texas kid. So he's what the SEC would have in a running back. Is the reason why he's so stupid playing for Boise. He's playing against competition that he just better than. So
Mm-hmm.
when you put him up against talent that just as good as him, defensive line and front sevens that just as good as his ability, I think Boise gets shut down. Now Arizona, on the other hand, yeah, Scarborough they talking like he's better than Genty. His numbers just don't show because you look at their schedule and how they played in the beginning of the year. And again, that's why I said Arizona is a sleeper. If you go through this bracket, the whole 12 teams, Arizona is the most likely. Arizona State is the most likely sleeper that you can look. I know SMU is bad. They're going to upset a couple of people, but it's Arizona State that you're looking at out of everybody that can possibly be in the national championship.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this question, because they talked about this earlier. Dro posed this question. What do you think about them expanding the playoff to 16, 14 or 16?
They need to go to 16. You know, they make every excuse in the world about kids got this and kids got that and this right here. But when you think about it, NIA, Division II, FCS, all of them got a 16 playing field. It's all about these bowl games and the money that these sponsors and stuff give the NCAA in Division One, FBS. The reason why they so hell bent on cutting these games down and not going to a 16 team. Because if you go to a 16 team thing, guess what that do? That cut out some of these bowl teams. And now these bowls, you know how many bowls there used to be when they just had that BCS stuff. It was so many bowls. You come up with all kind of bowls.
Yeah,
They
lying.
Now,
still got them.
The
well,
clip
they still have
bro.
a lot of them, but it has cut down a whole lot.
Not the Gasparilla Bowl.
The Gasparilla still there. Florida still playing in the Gasparilla, ain't they?
Once
Yep.
again, bro. Once again, three
Once
times.
again, they're in the Gasparilla Bowl.
They call him Booker T at this point. Three times.
That need to be the Florida Gator Bowl.
You ain't lying.
And
Gasparilla Bowl.
yeah, they definitely need to go to a 16 team field. And I don't think buys are necessary. You just play 1 through 16 and just let it play all the way down.
You know that's not gonna fly, but yes.
I think the committee will, because they've been trying to get it ever since FCS have been doing it in Division II and stuff. When it back in the day, Dro and Mike and maybe Jess remember Shakira could possibly, but you remember it used to be it was FBS, it was Division I and Division
One AA.
Yep.
And that's what they call the FCS schools. And even Division I AA, when Georgia Southern was kind of demanding that Furman a couple of times. The Citadel was good teams that were North Dakota State, those it was always that 16 team field, and they pushed for that, which was at the time Division I single A, and they was pushing for it then. It's gotten close to 12, I think, in the next 6 to 8 years, 10 years or so, they might expand to a 16.
Whenever the contract is up, they'll think about it.
Agreed.
It depends on how it works. And so let me switch, because we've been talking about college for about 40 minutes. So let me switch back to high school and ask you and Dro this question, since you all were not on earlier. There was a question with regard to the catch. LaGrange, was that a catch or was it not?
Definitely a catch.
Yeah, it was a catch. A catch.
Mike says that there is no definitive evidence to say that it was a catch.
Yes,
it definitely is. I mean,
I
he
can't
had
tell.
full control of the ball with his feet down. That was definitely a catch.
I'm not saying he didn't have full control. I just can't tell if he had his feet down because
they was inbound. They was inbound.
Now, I'm gonna say what I said before. The thing with the referee is, I think the ball boy messed up the referee. The ball boy standing there dropped his 2 footballs he had in his hand, that made it look like the receiver probably dropped this pass in the
Oh
referee's
no,
eyes.
he come up with the ball in his hand and everything, bro. That ball boy had nothing to do with it. It goes back to what we've all said. I can't say we all said, but I remember telling the Perry fans and other fans that would come on and say something about somebody crying about calls and stuff.
Mhm.
LaGrange started the season playing Douglas County. I mean, Frederick Douglass, in which they lost. And everybody kind of wrote LaGrange off. I think they had 2 or 3 losses right there together. Uh, Sandy Creek beat them and another team, maybe if I'm not mistaken. But you kind of wrote LaGrange off. You didn't think LaGrange had the team to be playing in the state championship. Them kids fought hard to drive down that field. Although they didn't do nothing in the first half, it still had nothing to do with the fact that they scored a touchdown and should have had the opportunity to play for a 2-point conversion.
Right.
And to have your season end, this ain't a game. This ain't
Mhm.
you get to play next week. This was win or go home. And you send kids home because of calls. I know refs are human, but that you don't understand that hurt. See, I had kids, nephews, and
Hold on,
brothers
who
and
don't
stuff.
understand that hurt?
No. I know you do. I'm just speaking in general. I had people on the Peach County team when that happened with Calhoun. I saw the hurt. One of the stud linebackers, if y'all go back and look at 2017 game, Jaquez Jackson took over
Yeah.
that game in the second half.
Yes, he
That
did.
kid played and left everything on that field. If you look at Dr. Robin Hines at the time trying to pass them the runner-up trophies, and he wouldn't take it. And I understood that. Y'all don't understand that kind of hurt. If you playing your heart out, you score a touchdown, and the refs say it was incomplete. I think because they wasn't down 7, they was down 8 points. Man, you call that a touchdown, man, and you let them fight to see if they can tie it up with the 2-point conversion. If they
Right.
don't get the 2-point conversion, that's on them. If you get a 2-point conversion, you go to overtime and you have a chance to play the game with a new game in overtime. You don't strip those kids of a chance to play for a state championship off of your
Okay,
call.
I
that
can't say it
sound.
any
I
better
mean,
than that.
that sounds very, very, very sympathetic. Here's the reality of what you just said. When the receiver caught the ball, he came down, his back is to the referee. The referee sees 2 balls on the ground. He don't know where them 2 footballs belong to.
Bruh, look at the play. The kid came up with the ball, pretty much holding it in his hand, telling him touchdown.
I
He's
hear
standing there.
what you're saying, but from the referee's perspective and point of view, one, the receiver came down with his back towards the referee. Referee can't see if he's maintaining control of the ball all the way
Okay.
through the ground for the simple fact of the ball boy standing right there, dropped his 2 balls.
Okay. So again, why do you call it incomplete if there's no definitive evidence that you did? Why choose incomplete and call the
Why choose
team a
complete
game
when
though?
you're not sure? Why
No.
choose complete when you're not sure?
I got a better question. You that same logic of what justify what the referee did in that call with Sandy Creek and Cedar Grove. Justify it, just like you just did.
Ain't no
Uh,
way to justify that. Ain't
no,
no
no,
way to justify that. It's
wait,
apples and oranges,
slow
dog.
down,
That's apples
slow
and
down,
oranges.
slow down
It's
for
apples
a
and
minute.
oranges.
Think,
No, Joe,
think.
that's apples and oranges. My thing is this. Put yourself in the referee's position, and that's what I'm doing. I see an individual, bang, bang. I look on the ground to make sure he maintains possession. I see a ball on the ground. I don't know where that football came from
Put yourself in the referee position and tell us why they gave Sandy Creek that touchdown.
because he got paid by Sandy Creek.
Man, come on, bro.
Come, Drew. I mean, damn, Drew. I don't even know how you gonna ask me that question. Now, if you would have asked me the question on the catch between Peach and Calhoun, that's
No. Listen to me, bro. Hold on a second. Just listen. I'm not trying to make a joke out of it right now. I'm being serious. Now, you just justified why referee butchered a call, in the Jefferson LaGrange game. Tell me right now, justify the referee call in the state championship game between Sandy Creek and Cedar Grove. Justify it. Take the emotion out of it. Justify it.
DeAntoine said, "Come on, Thirsty, like you tell us, don't lie about your team." Hello.
Justify it. Come on, I'm waiting, man. Come on. Justify it.
He might be fixing another drink.
He might be. Oh,
He ain't gone, is it?
no, his Wi-Fi messing up. His Wi-Fi.
Now, while we waiting on Thirsty to come back, here's my thing. I understand what Thirsty said. Okay. I don't know if he caught the ball because the ball boy dropped this and all of that. Okay. So if that's the case, why not call it a complete and give these kids a chance to compete by getting a 2-point conversion and going into overtime instead of saying, oh, he didn't catch it, now the game is over.
Right.
If you're unsure and you're not even looking for help, you know what I'm saying? He's saying, oh, he saw 2 balls. Well, that's what the referees get together and converse about. What did you see? Did you see this? Did you see this? And if everybody say, I didn't see it, ain't no sense of saying, well, it looked like it could have been, but now we just gonna call it incomplete, game over. Heck no. Call it completion. Just like in the NFL, you'll hear them say the benefit of the doubt. If something looked like a fumble,
Man.
they'll call it a fumble and allow replay to take over. That's the same way.
I ain't even know I got off and I'm just talking.
Yeah, that's the same way in high school. You don't have replay unless it's a championship game. So therefore, you give them the best chance that they have. We're going to call this a touchdown. Now you line up for the 2-point conversion. If LaGrange scored the 2 points, guess what? We got an overtime. We got a new game. If they don't, it's over with. But we're not going to let this game end on something that we don't know definitive about if it was a catch or not. No, you don't end no kid's season like that. That kid was a senior. That kid was on his knees crying, man.
Yeah,
you don't do that to him.
That was terrible.
I don't care who you are as a referee. That bang, you looking at feet and then you're looking at the ground. You see a ball on the ground because the ball boy dropped his 2 footballs that he had in his hand.
Whoa.
You're going to think it's an incomplete pass.
Hold on. Stop. Slow down. See, you're coming back talking about the balls hitting the ground. That's not the question I asked you. You already explained.
It's part of what you're seeing, though.
You to put yourself in that official's shoes and justify how they butchered that call in the state championship game with Cedar Grove and Sandy Creek.
This is what I said. This is what I said on that. That referee either one got paid off or just blatantly cheated because everybody could see that was 3 feet short or 4 yards short.
Okay. Now,
but in different situations, though, you can't compare what happened to Cedar Grove. You got to compare Peace County, Calhoun to this situation.
But
it's the same thing.
What I'm saying is, LaGrange got screwed, basically.
Just like Peace County and Cedar Grove got screwed. But the thing is, Peace County and LaGrange got screwed in the same way.
Right.
Because you got a receiver making a catch, going to the ground with his back to the referee. The referee cannot see the ball in the receiver's hand. That's why I keep bringing up the ball boy that was standing right there.
Okay, Thirsty, keep saying that. But why?
Be looking at Thirsty to give Sandy Creek a touchdown that was clearly 1 yard short. You tell
Sandy Creek ain't comparable to this situation. Sandy Creek is not comparable to this situation, though.
It's not about Sandy Creek. Again, I don't see how you can say he see a football land on the ground from the ball boy dropping it and not see the kid actually roll over and come up with the ball in his hand. I don't care about a ball boy dropping a ball on the ground, because when the ball boy dropped the ball on the ground, guess what? That ball was still laying on the ground. When the kid came up, he got the ball in his hand. His job should have been watching that kid throughout the entire catch, not to look and see if a ball is on the ground.
I'm going off the video angle that I saw, which was from the back of the end zone. It was 2 footballs on the ground. The referee does not see one of those footballs, so he does not know. He sees one of those footballs is at the head of the player. The other football is being shielded by the player, by the receiver. The referee did not know. He made his judgment call. At the end of the day, Referees make what? Judgment calls.
Okay,
That's
now
what he
here's the
did in
thing.
this game.
Now, one thing I want you to do. Do this for me and for the listeners of FNL podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and look at the video. Look at the referee incomplete. His incomplete was not incomplete because he didn't catch it. His incomplete was with a sway over, meaning he was out of bounds. That's what he called, bro. He called the catch out of
Okay.
bounds. He's
Okay.
saying he
Let's go
caught the
back.
ball, but he was out
Let's
of bounds when he caught it.
Bingo.
Okay. Yo, I'm gonna take you back to early before both you and Joe came on. This is what I said early in the show. I cannot make a definite call because it was hard for me to tell if his feet were in or out. That's number one. That's what I said at the beginning of the show. I needed a different angle going straight down the line to let me know if his feet was in and out. And we ended up going into a discussion about replay. Okay. That's my biggest thing, my personal thing with the whole play. I can't tell if his feet are in or out. I just can't. Not from the angle.
I don't know, bro. He looked like his feet was in, man. His feet
His
look
feet
like
was definitely in, bro. It's botched.
I don't know. I can't say it was. I can't say they was and they weren't because I can't tell. If we had an angle going straight down the line, going straight down the sideline, then we were, yes, both his feet were down. We know that. The question is, were one of his 2 feet in? That's the key.
Bro, his
I
toe
don't know.
His toe dragged in the end zone, bro, before he went out of bounds. He caught that ball.
I'm not saying it did because I can't tell because of the angle of the video.
Okay.
If whoever took the video, if they had went over 3 steps, we'll have good. It would be no debate on this conversation right now. If the dude that took the video stepped over 3 steps.
Man, look, the bottom line, they butchered the call, bro.
That's the bottom line. And we wouldn't have a debate on this. We wouldn't have a debate.
He caught the ball. We're debating if his feet were in or out.
But we wouldn't have a debate on this if they called that a catch and let the game play out. You wouldn't even have a debate.
Now, hold on, Jen. I just want to say this. I get both of y'all's perspective, and I understand where y'all coming from. Yes, in my personal mind, I do think the ref should have called the catch and let them play that 2-point conversion and let the game and let the teams, let the offense and defense determine that game. I agree with you on that. But trying to play devil's advocate and looking at it from a referee's perspective, from the video that I saw, one, the ball boy messed up the situation. That's number one. And number two, was the referee in the proper angle to be able to see, one, did the referee pay attention to, one, his feet, and then the follow through of the catch?
That's on the referee.
And that's all I'm saying. I'm looking at it from a referee's perspective. I don't know if he followed through or how he followed through with the catch, and saw one of those balls that the ball boy dropped, and said, "Oh, no, incomplete pass because he dropped the ball."
If that official is relying on balls that the ball boy dropped on the ground, he shouldn't be an official, Jack.
He shouldn't even be up there taking no. Man,
the ball boy standing right there at the plate.
Bro, it was a bad call, Jack. It just listen, I thought you out of all people would have understood that. I mean, you see the Grove Nation crying real tears. That was robbery. And I thought you would have understood that, man. LaGrange got screwed, man. Just call it what it is. They got screwed.
Oscar says you had to D'Antoine asked Oscar a question about well, first he asked was Thirsty drunk? Is water wet, Mr. Henderson? And then he also asked Oscar Miles if he thought the ball is what blocked the ref's view. And Oscar says no, because you had rolled on his back. He clearly caught the ball and fell on his side, kind of on his back.
I get we looking at two different. I get we all looking at different videos. Because if y'all not looking at the video with the ball boy standing right there, a step away from the receiver.
Ball boy. Okay,
Oh boy.
He's a non-factor in that play. I don't give a damn.
No,
He
he's
dropped
not.
100.
He's
I don't
not a
give a damn. He dropped.
non-factor
He
because
can
he
drop
dropped his
100
two
balls,
balls.
bro. He can drop 100
No,
balls. All the referee should be paying attention is if that kid caught the ball, foot was down, and he rolled over and had the ball in his hand when he dropped up. I don't care about the 1,700 balls laying on the ground. Only one I'm concerned about is the one that left the quarterback hand and ended up in the receiver's hand. That's the
See,
only one he should have been caring
but
about.
how do you know that one of those balls ain't the ball that was thrown to him? You don't know that.
okay then, bro. All
Mr.
right.
Reiner said the video he saw, the ref was in front of him. By the
Huh?
looks of the video, he said the video he saw, the ref was in front of the guy that caught the ball. He said the video I saw, it looked like he ran towards the front of the end zone to see the play. So if that's the case, he should have seen it was the catch.
Highlight Patrick comment, please.
I
Thirsty.
need.
Highlight
I just
Patrick
want to know.
comment, please.
I haven't seen that video, but again, I'm going back to the feet though because I don't know if his feet, regardless of catch or no catch, which I do personally believe he caught the ball. I just don't know if his feet was in bounds or not.
Well,
That's my
y'all
only
said it
dispute.
earlier. The referee know the boy caught the ball because he said he caught it out of bounds. It wasn't a
Joe,
fact of whether
no,
he caught it or not. He caught it.
no, Joe, I'm not playing devil's advocate anymore. I'm saying personally, I know he caught the ball. It's just a matter of was his feet, was one of his 2 feet in bounds. That I cannot personally say
I'm
because it was a
sorry.
bad angle.
Thirsty, Mr. Turman says Thirsty keeps talking about drop balls. The ref didn't motion incomplete, he motioned out of bounds.
Out of bounds. That's the point I'm trying to tell you. He motioned
And
out of
that's
bounds.
why I keep saying I personally don't know if both his feet were in bounds.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
you
saying
could clearly
personally.
Okay,
see.
so if
You
you
could
talking
clearly
that
see.
personally, why are you worried about the ball boy dropping the
I'm
ball and stuff? That wasn't even the ref's concern.
I'm playing devil's advocate on that.
I respect
On
that.
that.
Now go back to
Now,
what you said about the Calhoun and Peach County. Everybody said, "Oh, the receiver stepped out of bounds before he." Okay, that wasn't the call. He didn't
the
call
call
him
was
an
an incomplete
He didn't
pass.
ineligible.
take his
He
hat
didn't
off.
call him an ineligible receiver, legal touching or nothing like that. He called
He
an
called it
incomplete pass.
incomplete.
Okay, so if you're gonna look at that situation, like I said, I don't care if the ball boy had 1,000 balls on the ground. His call was out of bounds, no catch because he was out of bounds. So if the ball boy dropped 50 million balls, none of that mattered because he wasn't concerned about if he made the catch. He concerned that he was out of bounds when he made the catch. So
Okay.
devil's advocate, bro, is still barking up the wrong tree.
Again, show me a video straight down the sideline that shows one
Ain't
of his two
nobody gonna
feet
be able
being
to
in.
see the video like that. You can see it from the video that's available.
No, you
If
can't. You
those
can't
were James,
tell.
okay,
You
all right,
can't tell.
Okay,
all
Oscar
right.
says, man, F the ball boy. Everyone apparently seen him. You the only one trying to place him in the video as a factor, man. The video shows he rolled over with the ball still. And Mr.
Yep.
Henderson has a question. Thirsty, can you ever be wrong?
No, I can never be wrong. I'm
Nah.
always right.
And you
I'm
still didn't
always
answer.
right.
You still didn't answer my question for the record. You didn't
What's
answer my question.
what's your question?
God.
We ain't gonna go
What's
there.
your
We gonna keep the show
Because
going.
if
But
it's about
you
City
know
Grove and
my question, bro.
if it's about City Grove and Sandy Creek, I'm gonna give you the same answer. Apples and oranges, dog. Apples and oranges.
Well,
Playing devil's
why
advocate for the referee.
Patrick said, get Thirsty out of here.
Hey, so real quick, Thirst. Last
Yeah,
year when we was down in Savannah Christian
yeah.
and we lost that game
Oh
on a
no.
fifth down play,
Bad
again,
call.
again, we got people arguing from Savannah Christian. He crossed the goal line. We got people arguing. He was calling the timeout. All of this might be true under the God-given sun, but that was not the call. The call was down, turnover or down.
Yep.
Team
Mm-hmm.
go out getting ready to play for that for the game winning score, and they come and huddle up and say, "Oh, well, he called a timeout." Okay. When I was on the field with Coach Westbrook and those kids after the game, and Coach Westbrook huddled them up, those kids crying their asses off. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, they season end when they fought so hard with a sub 500, first sub 500 record in Peach County history in 35 years, and they still should have won that game. Okay, he told
Mm-hmm.
them, "I'll get with the GHSA and see what we can do about this, but this is a life lesson for me to tell y'all: the world ain't fair. The world ain't fair." That's the whole mentality that's being taught to these kids. That is not fair. We know you played your ass off. We know you made a hell of a catch. And man, everybody talking about the catch. Ain't nobody really talking about the quarterback and the placement. That was a perfectly thrown ball.
Yep.
Y'all
Yo,
did everything y'all was supposed to do, and it was taken away from you, not because you didn't execute, by somebody's view or their call or their choice. Cedar Grove, you can say it's the apples and oranges, but guess what? Cedar Grove season was championship was taken away from them by somebody else's call, regardless of why he called it, being paid, or he was just a straight up cheater or whatever. It still was taken away from you by somebody else and not because of your execution. Them boys
Bingo.
stopped that man on fourth down. The ball should have been turned over on downs. They did their job. They executed, and it was taken away from them. It's the
okay.
same way with LaGrange, bro. They got screwed.
Let's
Either
back
way
up.
you look at
Let's
it.
back up. Let's back up a little bit. And I said this last year, and I'm still sticking with what I said. Cedar Grove never should have been in that position in the first place had they handled their business on 4th and 20.
That's
That's number one. That's number one.
that's a lie. That's a
I
lie.
didn't say that last year.
Yeah, you did. I say that's a lie that you just said, though, bro.
As far as what? Cedar Grove never should have been in that position if they had handled business on 4th and 20.
Bro, and it's like I've always told people when they say this. I mean, I told y'all that next man up mentality, that's one of the dumbest statements I ever heard. And when people talk about don't put it in the referee's hand, them the dumbest statements I ever heard. That let me know somebody ain't been on that football field. Because number one, you can't determine what's gonna be the outcome of a football game. All you can do is go out there and execute. Bro, if Cedar Grove didn't execute on that play, don't mean they deserve. Oh, if you would have just handled your business and won and got the first down or on 4th and 20, bro, you can't say that. If that's the case, you can go back to the first quarter of the game and say if you'd have handled your business on this play, you probably would have scored, and then it wouldn't have been in that situation at the end of the game. You cannot say that off of one play, bro. A game is played for 48 minutes, 36 minutes, 24 minutes, or whatever the time that's allotted. A game is played. It's going to be a whole bunch of plays. It all comes down to the end of that game when that clock hits zero. How well you execute it. And if both teams are executing just as well as each other, and it's a tight game, and it's taken away, not because you didn't execute, but because of somebody else's call, bro, it's messed up. Either way you look at it. So Cedar Grove should have handled their business on 4th and 20 is not a statement that should have been made. And I see you coming
Oh,
back
that
on.
statement. Oh, that
His
statement's supposed to be
Wi-Fi
made.
messed up. He been sounding like R two
No,
D two all night, so it's all good.
nah,
He
nah, nah.
ain't trying to
It's my
leave.
Wi-Fi mess. Nah, it's my Wi-Fi mess. And I got to reboot my router and stuff. But
I
my
believe
thing is
you,
this. My
Thirsty.
thing is this. It's two things. It's two things in that series. One, City Grove had Santa Creek 4th and 20. They never should allow their quarterback to run for 25 yards and get the first down. That's number one because they was sitting in the zone. Number two, that what 3rd and goal, 4th and goal play, whatever it was that they caught the touchdown on, we blatantly know 3 feet short, it was a bad call. What you said about Westbrook saying to Peace County kids after that Savannah Atheist game is the same thing Coach Adams said to the kids after that Sandy Creek game. So I'm not. That's why I say I'm not comparing what happened to Peach County and Calhoun or LaGrange and Jefferson to what happened to City Grove and Sandy Creek. I'm not comparing those three. All I'm saying is this. My personal opinion, I can't tell if one of his 2 feet were in. I can't because in high school all you need is 1 foot. I can't tell from the angle, and I'm not gonna make a call from that angle that was given. I'm not trying to justify what the referee called. I'm just playing devil's advocate. That's what I do. That's all I'm doing tonight. At
Well,
the end of the day, I agree with both you, Yo, and Dro. Call it a catch, call it a touchdown. Let that 2 point conversion determine the outcome of the game. Let the kids line up and play to determine the outcome of the game. I do agree with that.
Mr. Reiner said he just watched this video screen. He
Now, hold
screenshotted it
on,
and highlighted where the ball is and where his feet are.
Jess, I'm sorry to jump in there. Please read Patrick comment before you read Chris. I want Thirsty to hear this.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Thirsty have every senior Cedar Grove had on that team at the radio station the following week talking about how they felt about the call?
Well, yeah, I did. I had them on V103 at Gray Street, and they spoke their mind about it because they had to get it out. But
It's
I do
nimble,
want to
man.
say that. Huh?
It's
Say what?
him, man. I swear.
But I do want to say this. I think we all can agree that something good came out of something bad.
Oh God, there's kids. Welcome to the
Baby cousin there. Man, get out of here.
Darius Kirksey, welcome to the podcast. He says that Sandy Creek call was the worst call in the history of calls, and the GHSA needs replay in the playoffs. They have it at the finals, but that's
what I'm saying.
That's as quick as you're
That's
gonna
what I'm saying. I do want to say this.
Mr. Henderson said Thirsty just stopped talking.
Nope.
They want you out of here, Thirsty. You better be glad you a panel member, cuz. Oh my goodness.
Let's be real though.
Let's be honest though. A long time ago.
Let's be real about everything that's going on right now. What happened between Peach County, Calhoun, Cedar Grove, and Sandy Creek? At the end of the day, something good came out of that. Even though it's only 1 week out of the year, something good came out of it. We got instant replay in the championship game.
All right, now let me ask you, bro. And I know a lot of people talk about the capabilities of these schools, and we actually had the director of GHSA on our show. Y'all can go back and check that out. I'm not sure what the date. Maybe one of the panel members can put that together for you. But we had them talk about some schools don't have good service and things like that to kind of broadcast these games and stuff.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. We talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. I'm gonna say the same thing I said earlier, but go ahead.
But if you think about if they got the NFHSAPQD site or whatever they have to broadcast these games, bro, there are angles that they can actually go and look at. They can actually go and look at these angles and determine if these catches and these things was made. They don't have to. Yeah, they don't have to just make these calls and that be official.
So this is what okay. Hold on. A guy posed that same scenario. He was from Carver, Columbus, Mr. Jimmy. And I think he's gone now, but we appreciate him showing up. But he made the same point. Oh, Jimmy, was that you? Anyway, y'all made the same point, and Thirsty said, "You can go now."
Okay, I can go. Okay, here's the thing: when you talk about the NFHS network, most schools, when they run that, those schools that do run it, they have at the most 4 cameras in the stadium. At the most 4 cameras. For instant replay to happen, you're going to need 12 to 16 cameras to make it happen. A lot of schools, number one, it is who's going to pay for the cameras and the mobile and the video equipment, i.e. the video truck to sit there, because most schools do not have room in their press box for media to be, for instant replay to be set up. So therefore, you're going to have a trailer set off to the side of the stadium. Who's going to, one, pay for the equipment, and two, pay for people to actually operate it?
Okay.
That's my main thing.
Okay, let me just interrupt you. Let me interrupt you for 1 second, bro. Just 1 second. Mm-hmm. I have a Galaxy S24 cell phone. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you I can zoom in on this phone and damn near see the man on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, there's no way with 4 cameras you can't tell me that the quality of these cameras can't zoom in. Bruh, I remember a kid, I won't call no name and put a kid out there, but I remember a kid was playing this year at Fort Valley State. and this kid had an ankle monitor on. And everybody was looking at his sock just bulging out. And it was like, man, that kid got an ankle monitor. Bro, I was able to, from the stands, damn near at the press box, zoom in all the way and got a picture where you can see clearly that this kid had an ankle monitor on. Now, with that being said, bro, I'm looking at games on the network. Bro, I'm in the stands and can zoom in on my phone at games. Bro, if anything is recorded, you got capability where you can zoom in, where you can pause, where you can slow down, where officials can get together and have these officials. It ain't nothing to hire this for the school. Every school nowadays have a media class, a media team or something that's consists of their kids that's recording these videos. You got drones flying all overhead and stuff like that.
Stop right there. You can't fly no drone over no stadium. They got proved when I was at the game with y'all at Peach County. Keep going.
It can't be over that sideline. That drone was still over that recording that game. They just had to move it back.
Man, if you remember,
Westover
landed that drone in the parking lot.
Bro, Westover was complaining because the drone was flying over their sideline.
No, he was talking about the one when he went to Cairo. He came to Cairo.
Oh, Cairo game. I mean, I knew it was one of those teams, but the issue was that the refs didn't look up and see the drone and say, "Get that drone out of here." Bro, the drone got pulled out of the field range because Cairo's coaches was complaining that it was hovering over their sidelines, thinking that it was somebody from Peach County maybe picking up their calls and stuff, bro. You know why they were scared of that drone being way up there?
There was an instance in Thomasville where the game got completely stopped because of a drone, and they would not start playback until the drone was completely gone.
FAA regulations does not allow a drone to be flown over a stadium of any type. That's federal law, though. That's federal law. But we're not gonna get in that. Here's my thing, Drew. I hear what you're saying. My thing is this: when it comes to instant replay, 95% of the schools in the state of Georgia are not going to pay for it without subsidization from either the state, the county, or GHSA. It's not gonna happen. Ain't no school finna foot that bill to pay for it and maintain it. Number two, GHSA already said they're not going to maintain it. They're not going to foot the bill for every school to have replay doing throughout the season. It's not going to happen. With the semifinals being in a Mercedes-Benz already has the 10 to 12 cameras in place for instant replay. All GPB has to do is plug into their outlets, right, to see instant replay to allow referees and GHSA and the public see what's going on. If schools are willing to ante up at least $25K to install the equipment and then work out a deal with the GHSA on who's going to operate this stuff every single game throughout the season and maintain the equipment and find somebody qualified to operate the video trucks, then yes, it'll happen at every school. But instant replay is not going to happen for 14 weeks out the season. Unless you're at one of I know McKeeshan got it, and I think it's another school somewhere in Gwinnett that may have it, that has the capability for instant replay. But every school ain't got it, and every school ain't going to pay for it and foot that bill annually because it's going to eat away at their athletic budget. Football makes the money for everything that happened in that athletic program throughout the year. And you're not going to take away, a lot of schools are not going to take away from basketball, baseball to foot that bill, and or track to foot that bill.
All right, last thing I'll say about this, bro. Last thing I'll say about this. If that game was in LaGrange, Georgia, what do you think the call would have been?
Complete.
It would have been complete. That's home cooking. If that game was played in LaGrange, it would have been home cooking. And it would have been called complete. And LaGrange would have been lining up for a 2-point conversion. We
Okay.
know that already. We
Okay. What
already knew
if
what to expect when they went up there to Jefferson. That's the same thing with with Stevenson going up to Calhoun. That's why we told Stevenson, jump on their necks early and get out to at least a 14-point lead.
Well, I certainly appreciate this debate that you gentlemen have had because I was able to eat my dinner and I put my foot in that. That's God, that was great.
Nah, man. My
Thank you.
thing
What you cooked, Jay?
Oh, I just made breakfast. I just made some
biscuits
everybody
that
gonna
she
eat
almost
later.
burnt.
Hold on, Thursday. Hold on a second. I gotta hear this. What you
No,
made?
nothing. I nothing. I just made some salmon croquettes with some grits and biscuits. That's it. Nothing special.
And I would love a plate.
You ain't the only one, because I'm sitting up here eating Jersey Mike's for dinner.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Just my
But
pretty good.
ain't that like some home cooking?
Yeah. Next time, Dro, I got you.
All right.
But we
Nick
man, we
said
had
they
some
don't
good
get home
conversation
cooking.
tonight. I sure do appreciate y'all. Hey, Wednesday we focus on that. Wednesday we focus on next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Which is, and this guys, really, like for real. Like we saw some Carrollton people in here tonight. We saw some Bowden people. We saw some people that they played. So we need y'all to come on Wednesday and give us insight about these games now. Mr. Green from Buford, he said he was gonna come back, but I haven't seen him. But that's okay.
Buford lost, didn't it? Sure
They
did.
but he said he told us last week why they were going to win, but he did not. He said he was gonna come back, win, lose, or draw, and he didn't come back. But I'm sure he'll be back.
So he didn't
Well,
keep his word. Okay.
I think he's
well,
gonna keep his word. So, Mr. Parham, see, you're from Carrollton. So Wednesday, we want you to come back, and we're gonna send you a link, and you can come in and you can talk to us, and you can tell us why you think Carrollton's gonna win. Miss Charlotte, from Langston Hughes, she can come on and talk to us about why she thinks Langston Hughes is gonna win. Our Brooks County folks, they gonna show up regardless. Although Mr. Butts, did he say he was gonna be back here to do them push-ups?
I ain't seen them yet.
We haven't seen him tonight. He'll be back Wednesday. I have faith in my people.
Hey,
I
Jeff.
have faith in my folk.
Speaking of Brooks, Dwayne, don't think I ain't see that comment you made twice. We just overlooked it. We just kept the show going, but don't think I ain't see that comment. All I'm gonna say is you better hope Brooks kind of win state, because if they don't, I'm gonna eat you alive, bro.
Nah, Dro, we're not gonna eat them alive. You know what we're gonna do?
What's up? What you know about that?
That's what we gonna do. We gonna come out hard on them. That's what we gonna do.
Yeah, he think just because we didn't say nothing, he think we didn't see it. I saw it, Dwayne. I saw it. Win it all or else.
Finish the drill. This is one thing I'm gonna say to everybody in South Georgia. If South Georgia teams finish the drill, because I know South Georgia fan bases are the largest fan bases in that listen to us, that follow us. Finish the drill. But Buford, I told you last week what the problem was. You gonna learn. You gonna learn. Go out, get your transfer coordinator, quotation marks your recruiting coordinator, and get some receivers.
Dwayne said, "Y'all better leave my haters alone."
I think he meant to say Gators, but let me tell you something, bro.
Oh, Gators, yeah.
The Gasparilla Bowl is made for the Gators. That's why y'all keep going back. So
the Gator Gasparilla Bowl, it should be in Gainesville. GGG.
That's it.
Nah, what it is, somebody said they got a Florida Gator alumni on the bowl panel, on the bowl committee.
You gonna play the Gasparilla Bowl every year. I mean, what is a Gasparilla? Can somebody help me understand what is
it? It's just another name for a Florida Gator.
But I'm trying to figure out who finna play in Fenway Park who gonna play in Boston, Massachusetts? A football game.
Hold on. North Carolina and UConn. You got two basketball schools who got their football team playing in a baseball park in December. UConn and North Carolina.
Who gonna watch that game?
Nobody.
Okay.
UConn and North Carolina fans. That's who's gonna watch that game. J-Bo, we sure do hope we at the dance next week.
Lord
I'm just waiting.
right.
I'm just waiting on a green light.
Ain't no hope. We gonna be there, J-Bo.
Give me the green light. Give me just one night. Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you singing Frozen right now?
No, I was
No.
singing. Give me the green lights.
Oh,
I'm ready
okay.
to go right now. But yeah, I'm gonna put in my lead tomorrow morning. I forgot. Dwight says he thinks this is our year this year. He's talking about Carrollton. I think it's your year too.
Yeah, we all. Yeah, we all think it's your year. Well, I know at least me and Yo think it's your year this year because I do feel Juju is going to Colorado with with a new ring on his finger, and it
Look
ain't, and it
nice.
definitely,
Yeah.
and it definitely ain't gonna be his senior class ring because he definitely in the wrong class, but he going with a state championship ring on his hand.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, shout out to Grayson for how they came back last week. They were down, but not out.
I tell you what, if we are in the bins, and we would definitely let you know we're gonna be in the bins Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're gonna be at Molly B's. Enter the stadium where the bird is at. What's that? Gate two, I think it is.
I don't
Where
know.
the bird is at.
Look for
You
the
come
wood
in,
with the falcon.
yeah, you come in for the bird statue. We're gonna be right there at Molly B's. That's where we're gonna be posted up at in that area. Molly B's and the little patio that looks over the field by the window. That's where we're gonna be at. As soon as you come out the train station or whatever, or walking from the Home Depot field or coming from several parking lots, that's where we're gonna be at.
Yes. So y'all make sure y'all come say hello.
Hold on, watch this, Jet. Hold on, watch this, Jet. Yo, I
What
ain't
up,
got a
bro?
microphone. We good?
You working on that, bro?
Okay. Yeah. So the plan is we plan on being there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, one way or another.
Let's see. Juju's teammate is the 6'7" wide receiver at Alabama. He's in the transfer portal. And I just saw today too, with regard to the transfer portal, that wide receiver from Georgia Tech, Eric.
Oh, he going to Georgia. He going to
Yeah,
Georgia.
he's visiting Georgia.
He going to Georgia because Georgia just lost a receiver, so they finna give him a nice little NIL deal to come on up to Athens.
Yeah. So
What about Williams, that star wide receiver from Alabama? Is there any word on whether or not he gonna stay with the team or what?
Man, he ain't. As long as he got a quarterback at Alabama, I really don't see him. I'm gonna be honest. As long as he has a quarterback, I don't see him leaving Alabama. I
Okay.
really don't. I think that was a hoax and some BS.
Okay.
yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere.
This is I can't think of his name. What's the quarterback for Alabama? What's his name?
Milrow.
Milrow.
Jalen Milrow. Is he a senior this year?
No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
okay.
I think he's a junior. Is he a junior or a sophomore? No, he's a junior, I think.
I don't know what the classification is. I know he garbage.
Nick says that dude had so many drops at Georgia Tech, UGA don't need another one of them. He balled out in that game
No,
again.
I'm gonna be honest with you. He's a lot better than Arian Smith.
Good Lord. I'm betting Aaron Smith shit.
Guess what? Arian Smith gonna win the championship for us whites.
Okay.
It's a good chance. I mean, that's pretty good. Yo.
He can run, I tell you that. I sure appreciate him getting that getting that first down. Coming around that corner.
I mean, that offense did get a spark when Gunnar Stockton, came in there. The receivers started catching, passes and stuff. I mean, like they just hit another gear. So, let's just wait to see how he perform in the playoffs. Let's just see what happens.
I just appreciate that baby for holding on to the ball. I mean, they rocked him. He probably went to Pluto when he got hit. His body probably ascended to Pluto.
That was a nasty hit. Yeah.
But he held on to that ball. If that ball had come out, game over.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't have been game over because they would have threw the flag. If the ball had came out, they would have threw the flag for targeting.
You think it would have been targeting?
Yeah, but they checked for targeting anyway and said it wasn't targeting. They did flag it.
No, they didn't flag it, nor did they check it.
Yes, they did.
I could have swore they checked it and said that it wasn't targeting.
They did.
I thought so.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you like, hold on. Hear me out on this. I'm gonna tell you like this. Me and Yo was in there, so me and Yo was talking. We probably missed it, but I don't remember seeing a flag thrown. All I remember is Gunner Stockton had to leave the game because his helmet came off.
He had to leave, but they checked it Thursday because the referee came out. He came back and said that it wasn't targeting.
Yeah, remember that's why it had to go out because if they would have called it targeting, he would have been able to stay in.
Yeah,
because they changed the call. And bro, it was just that brown. That's all.
Yeah,
that's why it was that brown.
Bro, you know what I was. Hey, when we was up there at the cigar bar, you said we were getting it in.
Tonight, man.
We were getting it in.
Go on, go to bed, bro. You done did enough tonight.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. He ain't had no pumpernickel bread, did he? With it brown.
Stick and a brown.
I had stick and a brown. That's what I was drinking on. I was trying to get you and the sales smoke on the stick, but they ain't want to smoke on the stick.
Hey, don't
look like you need to smoke on no stick.
Shit. I'm about to hit one when we get done.
This dude ain't never wrong. This nigga ain't never wrong. You don't argue with us and say they ain't check for target. I know doing where they check for target.
They did. The flag came out immediately when they folded that baby like a lawn chair. The flag came out immediately. They reviewed it, and that's why that little boy was able to stay in the game, and Gunner had to go out.
Well, shit, maybe I went to. Yo, did I go to the bathroom on that one or something?
No, you
bro. It's the brown, bro.
What Captain Jackson told Joe just you ain't nothing but a liar and a cheat. That's what Thursday been like. He been nothing but a liar and a cheat. And
I don't want you no more. I don't want you no more.
ain't been nothing but lie all night long.
Hey, man, when I'm at the cigar bar, boy, we be getting it in, man. We be going in at the cigar bar.
Hey, that's a nice little laid back spot to watch the game at though.
Man, they sure didn't invite me. I tell you what, but that's okay. I had.
But you know what happened. You know that was just a spur of the moment thing.
I know that's exactly what it was. They don't love me, but that's okay. I had a great Saturday night. It's okay, and a great Sunday.
I bet you did.
Take us home, Jess. The people don't have enough. They don't have enough.
Listen, y'all, we thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know we talked a lot of college ball, but we're down to the wire and we're down to the championship games, and we're going to be talking about those championship games on Wednesday. So again, if you're from a team that is still playing, or if your team has played a team that's still playing, we want to get your insight. We want some insight from you on why you think who you think is gonna win and why. Just make sure you come back Wednesday. The Wizard will come back and he'll give his 7 predictions, and then we're gonna open up the floor to you guys to talk. Thank y'all for listening to us tonight. Thank you to the panel members. We appreciate you. And we thank y'all for rocking with us, because again, we couldn't do any of this. There will be no reason for us to get on this podcast and laugh and lie and trip like we do if y'all didn't engage with us. So we thank you so very much. Guys, do you have anything else to say?
Oh, just thank you to everybody. Pretty much everything you said.
All right. So with that being said, we will see you guys Wednesday at 7-ish.
I need for somebody to say. I need for somebody to say it so I can do it.
Push the got. Never mind, Jess. Secure, one of y'all hit it.
Push the goddamn button.